As soon as I hit the record button and the, oh, I'm recording actually. I don't want to be recording. No reason to. Just straight streaming. As soon as I started streaming, Candace also started streaming. Wild how that works. Oh, man. Let's see. Where is everyone at here? Alrighty. We got the Destroyer. We got Madness. We got Moon. And we got Susie Q. There's indeed a live stream. I'm on this side of the stream right now, actually. I want to have her chat going. Well... No, it's not clear. Absolutely not. Oh, these are... Please don't meet him in person, Cindy Glow. Oh, man. Yeah, sure. They're not going to get her. Because then we would, like, if they were to do that, if they were to go through with it. Well, I don't know. Maybe people wouldn't actually know who took Candace out because of how many fingers she's pointed in every direction. You know? Wouldn't be the smartest thing for her to do. Ooh, sorry guys, I just scarfed down some homemade spaghetti. Good stuff. Ooh, could not go wrong with that. Oh, let's see, is kick running. Rumble running. All right. Everything looks like it's running there. Except for on kick. Apparently I'm offline. Huh. That's odd. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's see. Recovering? Kick is recovering. Huh? Let's update kick. Okay, and turn it back on. Make sure that's on, so at least gives me somewhat of a chance to be seen on kick, even though literally nobody to see on kick. Nothing to see on kick. Wait a minute. If I wanted to stop the stream here. Okay, right there. Oh, it's on there no matter what. Okay, cool. Cool. Hey, Madness. Good to see you over there. Well. Ashlyn Wynn. Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. She is annoying, for sure. We're gonna... How are we gonna do this? Kick it all working yet? Alright, now kick is working. Somewhat, anyway. We'll see. Oh, now it says I'm offline. Just happened. Good job, kick. It worked for a second. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to fix kick. If it's going to be garbage, I'm just not going to do it. Because I don't get anything anyway. Now it's saying recovering. What is going on? Is it Rumble that's causing this issue? Confirm. Okay. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to abandon kick. I'm not even going to try anymore. Because so far, okay, now it's working on kick. And I'm offline again. Yeah, I'm done. Don't even need to waste the bandwidth. Kick has been terrible to me. I'm not even kidding. I get nothing but garbage bots posting to go to other streams. Just constantly advertising. It's so annoying. So, yeah, like right now, I just got one that popped up. Artie Trolls, would you like mini viewers? Let us make you popular. Come to this stupid garbage link. And it's like, cool. You know? Kick is not a good place. All right, anyway, let's watch some Erica Kirk, and then I'm going to go over this, like, hearing part that kind of happened today. It's probably still ongoing. Oh, well, that guy right there. Okay. Well, maybe we'll not watch that part. All right, let's watch, see what Candace does. I think we got enough people in here right now.
Okay, I will be very honest. I am in a bit of a mood today. I am just annoyed with everybody. I'm annoyed with this.
Oh, let me guess. You're annoyed that everybody's holding your feet to the fire on what you said about Erica.
Entire psychological operation that is so obvious. And I just feel like we keep going round and round in a circle with the government. You know, whether it's COVID, the Ukraine war, it's like the entire media apparatus and establishment is joining hands to condemn people for having common sense. So I'll ask you a question to begin this. Do you feel, show of hands, okay, that the answer regarding who killed Charlie Kirk and what happened on September 10th is quote unquote very clear?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's pretty stinking clear. I think it's pretty obvious. FBI, if you paid attention to their statements, very clearly said that Tyler Robinson is the guy who did it, and that he was part of a network of underground Trantifa people. What's not clear about that, Candace? Well, how is that clear at all? How is that not clear?
Objectively. Like, even if you are somebody who is on the side of those who do believe that Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger one way or another, would you ever describe what happened as quote unquote very clear?
Well, that depends on what you mean specifically. As to who did what and how did Charlie die, yeah, very clear. As for how or who was helping him, well, no, that's not clear. It's under investigation right now, actually, and they're not going to bring forth any more evidence because, there's a trial coming up.
I'm guessing your answer to that would be no. I am asking you that because Erica Kirk believes it to be so. And I guess this is kind of the final stop. I'm hoping it's the final stop of this PR campaign.
Okay. So because Erica Kirk, guys, check it out. So because Erica Kirk thinks it's clear, now Candace is going to say, well, she's wrong. Okay. All right. Is this the point where Candace actually starts accusing Erica Kirk of being in on it? That was wild. Oh, you said Candace bot detected? Let's see. Who? Wait, who? Wait. Maxwell? Oh, okay. Maxwell. Erica doesn't seem honest. Oh, I don't know if he's if he's a bot. She could not seem honest, I guess, to some people. I don't know. That's fine. I don't know. I'm not gonna trash someone's opinion. You know what I mean? Some people think she's not being honest, and that's fair to think, I guess. I'm just not gonna base my views off anything other than hard evidence.
Where they are now pivoting and bringing Erica out to signal to the public that we can't question her judgment, right?
Careful,
because she's a widow, we can't question her judgment. And I want to say that I reject that. I reject emotional manipulation. I want to give people at home the permission to avoid a trap.
Okay, so now she's saying, "Oh, well, we can't question a widow." Oh, now she's finally doing it. Now she's finally doing it. And she said that she wouldn't do this. She said she wouldn't do this if Eric asked her to stop. That's wild. Here, let me let this boy outside real quick. 1 second. Whoa. Hold on. Let me look at this. Very, very pretty sunset going on right now, so that's really cool. Alrighty. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Part of Tyler Robinson's court hearing is live on... Yeah, I'll be pulling some of that up here, too. We'll go over some of that.
Of thinking that you have to arrive at the same conclusions as Erica Kirk, especially...
There's no conclusions yet, Candace. There is an active trial. He's live right now. Candace. He's live right now. He's live. There's a trial getting ready to come up, Candace. What do you mean conclusions? And not to mention, after the trial concludes anyway, they still have other people to go after. The Trantifa militia? Do you, I'm so confused, Candace. Like, do you not pay attention at all to what the FBI has told us? Like, really? So you're just going to ignore everything the FBI has said because they're feds? I don't think that's a good way to go about it. At least listen to what they said. Like, I've never once been like, don't listen to George Soros. No, I think everybody should listen to exactly what he says. The stuff that he puts in his books. I think people should probably be reading that. They tell on themselves all the time. You should always, always, always listen to your enemy. Always. That's one of the dumbest things ever. What, we're not going to listen to the people we don't like? Why? You should absolutely listen to every word they say, because they will tell you their next move. it's unbelievable that you wouldn't at least give them the time of day to figure out what the FBI actually said. They've never once said that anybody's worked alone. It's crazy.
When the story that we have been presented thus far makes little sense. If any sense.
Did she? Did she do that?
I think virtually
on
no
Instagram?
sense.
When was
to
that
that
today?
end, later on in the show, we will discuss Tyler Robinson, who has now made his first in-person appearance in court. And I guess the good news there is that we know he exists. Welcome
hey,
back
thank you,
to
Christopher.
Candace.
Kristen Dofer. Oh,
Trap of thinking.
That was almost too close. Woo! Woo, I slapped that away. I slapped that song away like it was a venereal disease. Oh my God.
Let's just start with the talking points. Let's join the members of the press and the influencers, okay? Here's what we're saying.
Man, thank you
Let's
so
be
much, though,
influenced.
Chris.
Talking
For real.
points. There's a bigger mission at bay. We need to focus on a larger, bigger mission. Another talking point. It's going to ruin the trial. If you guys keep thinking that things don't make sense, you could ruin the case. And the final stop, of course, in these talking points is this is an illness, right? There's something wrong with you at home if you don't find what we are telling you to be true. Trust us, okay? You're mentally unwell. What we are looking at right now is a badly run PR campaign. I am saying that it is badly run because it's recognizable. A good PR campaign is not recognizable. A bad PR campaign is an obvious one. And I am going to request respectfully, I know it's not going to be honored, I'm going to respectfully request that all of these Agent Smiths in this obvious matrix just stop, okay? This PR campaign, it's been nonstop since Charlie was shot. It was honestly dead on arrival, okay? We do not trust.
What PR campaign is she talking about? Did I miss something? Like, what PR campaign are we missing here, guys?
This, we do not believe this, and yet we are wildly kind of in this position where they're testing to see how many times they can say the same thing before they convince everybody else at home that it's true, okay? Their equation that they seem to be running, if it's that formula, is talking points multiplied by 10,000 talking heads must equal results.
Turn Candace down a little.
They believe that with enough of an echo, they can override basic human instinct, basic intellect, really.
Okay, can you get to your point at all? Like, you're just talking about, like, how people like me apparently are just, like, I don't know, Agent Smiths, I guess. Yeah, a guy with 20,000 subs. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm just gonna who would be paying me, Candace? Who would be putting me up to this at all? All I'm doing is commenting on your lack of evidence. It's really that simple.
There is, I would like to be very clear, nothing that
She's
feels
completely
right
delusional
to me about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and especially the way that some of his employees
I don't blame you
and
guys.
friends have been behaving since that assassination. And
oh, now we're going to judge their
preface this
behavior.
with,
Great.
I am very sorry if that offends you, Erica. Genuinely, I am sorry that there is no amount of increase in pressure and propaganda and headlines written about me that
you didn't have to say if Erica told you to stop, you'd stop. You didn't have to say that. You decided to say that, Candace. That was on you. You did that. Don't blame her. Blame yourself. You said if she asked you to stop, you would stop. Then she asked you to stop, and you're like, oh, now I'm supposed to just, not attack a grieving widow. And it's like, well, you could have started 3 months ago. I don't know.
Are going to convince me.
You're going after
by
Charlie's
the way,
friends
I'm just
for not
the
acting
conduit,
right.
You're attacking me, but you're angry that also the masses have not accepted this. There's not a number that is going to convince the masses that.
I want you guys to understand this whole episode right here that she's talking about. I don't know. Let's see here. Erica tells me to stop. Tyler Robinson made his first appearance. Why aren't you posting any evidence today, Candace? Where's the evidence for what happened to Charlie? I thought that was the most important thing. Instead, you're taking today to just respond and to quell your audience. That's what you're doing today. I guarantee you she doesn't mention a single tip that has come through her email I guarantee you she doesn't mention any evidence whatsoever this entire episode. Do you guys want to take a bet with me on this? I guarantee you she will not show any evidence whatsoever on this episode. She will only talk about what has happened today in the public eye to cover her own rear end. If that is the case, I can promise you this. There has never been a single point in time where she has ever taken any evidence against Charlie for whatsoever serious. I guarantee it. She is a fraud. If she doesn't mention anything about any more evidence whatsoever that happened to Charlie Kirk today, and she's more worried about covering her own butt and making arguments rather than actually providing more evidence, like she's promised, you will be able to tell very easily today that she is a fraud.
His neck, human neck, stopped at 30-06.
Oh, I get so unbelievably angry when I hear that. His neck stopped at 30-06. They make varmint rounds, Candace. They make 55 grain rounds. There are some rounds of 30-06 that will not go all the way through a 16-pound coyote because they've made that shot for it. They're frangible rounds. You don't know what he was hit with. In every single video you've ever shown of a 30-06 ripping through someone's neck, missed the spinal cord completely. Every single time. And they don't ever go back the full 200 yards. He's like, well, it won't matter. It's a 1,000-yard rifle, so I'm going to do it from 25 yards. And it's like, okay, or you could probably just go ahead and go back and just do it anyway. Humor us. Oh, okay. None of you guys are going to do that. Awesome. Oh, okay. You're going to use the bear round? You're going to use the 225, the 255? Oh, okay. Cool. Use the biggest, baddest round possible. And let's pretend we know the exact round that was shot out of that gun. It's going to be told to us in court. We will see the round. And then from there, when we know the round that was used in that 30-06, then we can question it if it turns out it's some 255 grain round. And then we could be like, okay, maybe that probably didn't go through Charlie. But until then, maybe we should find out that it wasn't first the 55 grain. That won't go through a 16-pound dog. Fox round or whatever, whatever you want to call it. I mean, my God, is it that difficult?
Bullet, okay?
Yeah.
And not even just stop the bullet. I also want to be clear here. It's not just that they're saying that it ricocheted and it stopped, and this would maybe be the first time in human history.
Yeah, same here.
If you do
Lambert.
know a story
in Oklahoma,
got an old article, I don't care where it's from, if you saved a newspaper
and
article from the early 1900s in your family of an example, I don't think that bullet existed then, but like of a 30-06 being stopped by a human neck, please present it. I'd like to show that it is possible.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's see. Candace Owens addressed the challenge. She wants a challenge. Okay. Why not, Candace? Let's just see if it's possible. Let's see. Case 1, civilian hunting accident, 1998. A 42-year-old male was accidentally shot in the neck with a 30-06 rifle during a hunting mishap. The bullet entered the left neck, arterial neck, struck the C4 vertebrae body, caused a comminuted fracture and spinal cord transection. Radiographs confirmed the deformed bullet lodged within the fractured vertebrae. No exit wound was present. That's interesting. Case 2, military context. Vietnam Warriors, 1971. A U.S. soldier sustained neck wound from an enemy 30-06 equivalent, 7.62 by 63, which is probably a 308 round. During combat, injury was posterior at the C5 level with the bullet embedded in the spinous process after yawning on impact. No exit occurred due to energy loss in dense lamina. Okay, how about this one? Forensic homicide investigation, 2005. In a homicide, a 29-year-old victim was shot once in the right lateral neck, right lateral neck with a 30-06 from 50 yards. The bullet perforated I'm not even going to say that muscle, I can't do it. Struck the C6 transverse process and fragmented with the main mass retained in the vertebral foramen. No exit wound. Cause of death was spinal shock and cardioid laceration. Crazy. There's 3 cases for you. Who was it that sent me this, by the way? Bugsby. Thank you so much for sending that to me, by the way. I like going straight on to it. Yeah, there's many cases, Candace, where people have been shot actually pretty close with a 30-06, and it didn't go all the way through. It's like they think everyone just loads it on up with the most powerful round possible and goes out there and starts just blasting with it. People who are smart, who don't want a bullet to go through their target and hit somebody else, use the smaller rounds. That's what they're for. Okay? The smaller, I say smaller, less grains. You know what I mean? Less grains to ignite. Less powder. Makes the bullet weaker. Instead of 225 grain, you get 55 grain. Makes the bullet go a lot slower. Makes it not hit as hard. And if it's a frangible round, the moment it hits something dense, it's going to explode. Then you got a lot of little pieces. It's not complicated, Candace. But anyway, there you go. I just proved you wrong. So good job, Candace. High five. Here, hold on. Let me just, Okay. There we go. There. Now we can continue.
Right? It is actually, this happened one time down in Texas. It's possible. But not only are they saying that they stopped it, but I want to remind you that there was minimal damage to the front of Charlie's neck as well. Okay?
Yeah, that's very much expected. Honestly, most entry wounds aren't going to be like, but that. What are you talking about? What? She look at that face. She thinks she's onto something. That's crazy.
There was minimal damage to the front of Charlie's neck as well.
Yeah.
So it didn't even cause a lot of, damage as it went in. It just cleanly went in and then ricocheted downward into his stomach.
Okay. Yeah. How big do you think the wound's going to be when it goes in? Okay. Yeah, she thinks that this damn bullet was a grenade. She thinks it's going to go in a neck and then just explode. And his head was going to fly off into the crowd. Candace, for the love of God, if this was an inside job, why the hell would they make the fall guy have a freaking 30-06 if it would explode somebody's head clear open off their shoulders? Why wouldn't they get a different type of sniper for him? Can you tell me that? Do you think that the FBI and them are so stupid that they were like, yeah, let's just strap him up there with a 50 cal? As a matter of fact, we'll make it belt fed too, so he can sit there and just That you think they're that stupid? That's wild, Candace. You expect your audience to believe this.
I'm frustrated, obviously, for a lot of
That's
reasons.
so crazy.
But Erica's, that's now being teased, the interview with Barry Weiss, it's being termed a town hall. And Barry is obviously just a Tel Aviv agent. Her entire background story, her rise, her studying in Tel Aviv, her family ties.
Two of them.
The hand of Midas pulling her through the ranks a la Jeffrey Epstein. Despite her sub-average intelligence, she's not interesting. She somehow becomes a chief over at CBS News.
Man,
right,
79
this actually,
people
what I'm saying about Barry Weiss, this gets into Tucker's
Feel free to give me a like and subscribe,
quote-unquote
guys, if you like
problematic speech at SAS when he jumped on stage and basically asked that question. How are all of these subpar people becoming billionaires? The rest of us have to work forever. They're not interesting. They're not talented. And they just seemingly are.
Are you dissatisfied with your 200 million, Candace? Really? We have to work so hard. I only have 200 million in the bank. Wow. Jeez, Candace. Good job. Literally, that is her net worth, by the way. It's 200 million.
Just getting all of this money and opportunities offered to them. This is clearly not a meritocracy that we're living under. It feels more like, and I'm saying this, more like a cartel. Okay, Barry Weiss is actually one of the people that we should study when it comes to being unimpressive and just getting handouts anyways. It's like welfare. I feel like she's on welfare. We all have to work,
the rest of us.
And
she
gets
one
promoted.
Of us.
And she's going to be unimpressive in this clip because that's her default. She can't even convincingly
She's never worked a job a day in her life.
Prepared, loaded question that she is going to deliver to
she's
Erica.
Paul Revere.
And
she's Paul Revere on the back of like a donkey riding. And instead of an American flag, it's just like a big nose like strapped to a stick. And she's screaming, "The Jews are coming." It'd be so stupid. Somebody make that AI for me.
this question, like I said, has likely, by the way, been reviewed and marked up by lawyers, but she still is not even convincing, despite having it ahead of time.
I doubt her husband
in this
puts
delivery.
out.
Take a listen.
The podcaster Candace Owens.
I
okay?
agree.
At one time, a friend of Charlie's.
I agree,
At
Barb.
one time, an employee
Barb.
of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop.
Man, she's
it.
not happy.
That's all I have to say. Stop.
Candace, would you like to respond directly? Here, let me go ahead and let's bring it on up, right? Let's see what Candace said about it. Oh,
Say this, like, I am on this journey to figure out what happened on that day. I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop, as I've
oh, okay, all right. You know, let's. What did Erica say again there? What was that?
That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Huh? Wow. Proceed.
So this is just, to me, I'm going to also let you know,
Yeah.
they pre-recorded this. Obviously, I told you this yesterday from about 11 o'clock
We know.
to 4 p.m.
We all know they
I have
pre-recorded.
sources just everywhere, CBS News.
You have sources? It was literally on X that it was being recorded on the 10th and released on the 13th. I know that, and it's the 11th, Candace. What are you talking about? Sources doing what?
News. The people that were in the audience I showed you were emailing me.
Oh my
and they had to
God.
do multiple takes.
So
because Barry
narcissistic.
wanted to read a prompter.
You read a post
These
on
questions
X.
were pre-submitted. Okay.
Just like all of us.
And I
Holy crap.
would like to respond to this loaded question. What would you like to say? The podcaster Candace Owens, and I'm not even going to address this repeat
Blown away.
talking point about people making money, except for the people that have actually made off of all of the money. All of the
Okay.
money. Millions
All.
upon millions of dollars. But this is the new thing. It's like if you keep doing what you were already doing in podcasting or keep doing what you were already doing and doing ballistics on YouTube, if you catch a bunch of views, they want to convince you that like you wake up and you turn into a millionaire.
Candace, all your ballistics guys missed the spinal cord. That's like the main argument in this whole argument here of how it hit Charlie Kirk's spine and stopped the bullet. And your guys missed it. Like, come on. At least pay attention to what you're showing on your show here. It's not difficult. You literally showed it on your live stream. This guy blasts a neck, then the neck falls all the way over, and the spine is still intact. It didn't hit it.
Building her business.
the
What are you talking
heck?
about? I already had this business. I was
It's
already
so
top of the chart.
frustrating.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I actually did because it's so ridiculous. Okay.
Okay.
But she says, I'm lying. And Eric responds, and
Yes.
her answer to what do you want to say to the podcaster Candace Owens, who is lying,
Yes.
is stop. So Erica would like me to stop lying. And
Oh,
would
that's how
like-
she's gonna spin it. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. She spun it actually really well. That's very funny. That actually genuinely makes me laugh. Okay, I can't even be mad. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take the words and twist it because she literally said spreading the conspiracy theories too. You know what? Let's go back to what Barry Weiss said. Like, well, I don't want to go back too far. Never mind. This thing's still live. But she literally says to those spreading the conspiracy theories and the lies. You know, what would you like to say? And then she says stop, and Candace just takes out the lies part and goes, "Oh, okay, I will stop lying then, Erica." Like that's how she's gonna spin this. That's amazing.
to honor that. Okay.
I'm not even mad.
I can only honor that if Erica is
It's
more
so
explicit
rotten.
in terms of what I have lied about. What did I lie about?
Kanye West, you met him in 2017. You didn't manifest him with Charlie. A lot of the text messages that you've provided, you didn't provide any dates with it. And by your own definition, if it doesn't have a timestamp and a date, not just timestamps, you showed some with timestamps, but you didn't show a date. That's your own rules, Candace. You said that. You did that. You said if it didn't have timestamps and dates on the text messages, they're obviously fake. You said that. Again, you. So don't look at me with that. So I'm not counting any of your text messages at all because you've never provided dates and timestamps with them. So yeah, I'll count that as a lie as well. There are many other things that you've lied about, Candace. There's so many other things. A good example, when you said that you would stop covering this if Erica Kirk, just like what I showed 5 seconds ago when you said you would stop. Erica Kirk, stop, just stop. And Candace says, I will not stop unless Erica tells me to stop. Like, it's pretty freaking simple. You did that. You lied.
It's just incredible. There have this opportunity. The questions have been before. You could just start like going through them. Maybe they will. By the way, it's coming on Saturday. Maybe I've made a mistake somewhere and I'm happy. I want to correct that, right? I'm not interested. My goal is not to tell lies. It is obviously plausible that I have made mistakes. I've reviewed these lists that we've put together, and I can't find the lie, okay? The lies that I find are coming out of Turning Point USA. Okay, and here are some of those lies.
Oh, my God. Rob McCoy wasn't there. Rob McCoy wasn't there, so it's not a lie. It's not a lie. He wasn't there at all. He thought he saw his son was covered in blood. He wasn't even there. He was in Phoenix, Arizona. Magnificent. Mikey McCoy called his father first. You already admitted to this. You admitted you were wrong on this. Rob McCoy thought it was because his call between Erica Kirk and Rob McCoy was only 30 seconds apart. You already admitted to this, Candace. So that's debunked instantly. Mikey McCoy was a hero that day. Offender everyone. He did okay. That is such a subjective argument. Okay. Charlie's neck stopped a 30-06 bullet because he ate salad and had strong bones. No, you're right. That's probably a lie. It's probably because it was actually a frangible coyote round. 55-grain frangible coyote round is probably what he would have been shot with then. So it's not a lie that he got shot with a 30-06 bullet. It's a lie that it was strong bones that stopped it. I mean, I guess they could have been strong bones. I don't know. Who am I to, say whether he had strong bones or not? Okay. Charlie never wavered his support for Israel. You have never shown evidence of that whatsoever. You've shown him literally saying something in a text thread that was cut out of context. You didn't show what he said after. You didn't show what he said before. So that's not a lie as far as I'm concerned. Show me the full text thread and I'll believe you. And then Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk never had bad blood between them. I don't know if they did or didn't. You haven't shown that they had bad blood. You just showed that literally Charlie was agreeing with you. For all I know, he was texting Ben Shapiro behind your back too. I don't know. I know that you and Charlie had bad blood for sure. You guys unfollowed each other in May of 2024. You deleted all of Charlie Kirk's pictures off your Instagram. Why don't you talk about that and your bad blood with Charlie? I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about that for sure.
Mikey had blood all over him. Okay,
and they're saying Charlie was a committed evangelical who only liked Catholic architecture. Oh, yeah, he was actually just secretly a Catholic, even though the day he was shot, 30 minutes before he was shot, he said he's an evangelical Christian. On the day he was shot.
Mikey has offered that his dad was confused. I'll accept that. Well, I didn't lie about that. Rob McCoy lied. His father also said he called his father first. Maybe Rob McCoy was confused. Mikey being a hero for walking away doesn't feel honest. Charlie's neck stopping a 30-06 bullet because he ate healthy and had strong bones. It was a modern day Christian miracle. That feels like a pretty
No, none of these are lies.
Big lie. Okay.
It's not.
Charlie never wavered in his support for Israel was a nasty lie. Maybe Barry want to prep. Like, what do you want to say to the people that
Here it is. I found the video. Right here. This is literally like 30 minutes before he got ended. I'm sorry, guys.
We're going to have fun with this, but I'm not one of those guys.
It's,
Oh, what?
He literally blinked and probably thought he was raptured and looked around and was like, where's everybody else? He blinked and he was with the Lord.
The whole nation and levels and how
what just happened?
But I'm not one of those guys. I'm an evangelical Christian.
Oh, there we go.
Fun with this, but
There we go. My bad. I just didn't hear him at the time. I'm an evangelical Christian, see?
Everybody, I'm an evangelical Christian. We're going to have fun with this.
He doesn't say he's a Catholic. This was right before he got ended, okay? Right before. So if you want to show that he was Catholic, you're going to have to show some freaking
literally
proof.
lied about what Charlie was living through in the last weeks of his life. Stop, Josh Hammer. stop Bibi Netanyahu? No.
God,
I'm sorry, Barry.
I hope
Weiss
her
is
grip
here. We're
in
not going to
soon.
get to that. Charlie
Okay, I
was a
missed a
committed
couple,
evangelical who only liked
12
Catholic
days of conspiracy.
architecture.
Oh, yeah, you
Did
can
I lie
email
about
me up.
that? Nope.
For sure.
Turning Point USA lied about that, and I was
Rules for thee, not with
attacked
me, with
for telling
Candace,
me-
yeah.
I'm attacked
you-
for catching
absolutely.
the lies. We'll get to that later. That's their new method. Once first they accuse me of lying, then I prove I'm not lying.
No, you
and
didn't.
then their strategy is to attack.
What proof did you give us? You have not proven anything, Candace. You are lying.
Attack me for telling the truth and saying, how dare you reveal a personal text message to defend yourself from being called a liar. We can keep going here. Has any of this been clarified? Ben Shapiro
I'm
said
not
they never
interested
had
in
any
all
blood
this. I already
between
debunked
them.
all
I
of
proved
this.
that
It's so
was a
childish,
lie.
Candace. Grow
Vince
up.
Robinson was suicidal, but also turned himself.
Right, said Charlie was shot with 30-06. You don't know what he was shot with, Candace. He absolutely could have been. Oh my God, you're so crazy. It's insane. Lover text messages mysteriously presented without timestamps. Oh! You guys see that one? Without timestamps? Candace, I got a problem with that. You're saying that their text messages were fake, so they have to be lies. Like, they didn't have timestamps, so they were definitely lies. Huh. Guess who provided timestamps and dates on theirs, though? The Discord leaks that were sent to Turkey Tom. Covered that whole thing. You ignored it. You completely ignored that video. Isn't that unbelievable? She ignored the video of the Discord leaks from Tyler Robinson. And for some reason, then they have dates and timestamps on them. She doesn't even pretend like they exist. She's just completely ignored it. She's never once acknowledged that they exist at all. Lied about how Tyler Robinson was arrested. They claimed he was confused and confessed to turn himself in. That's going to be heard at the trial, Candace. They didn't lie about that. Never revealed that Tyler Robinson was a Dairy Queen following the assassination. He was throwing clothes away at the cemetery next to the Dairy Queen. This is disruptive to their timeline. I don't think it is, because is there a timestamp on that? I don't know when that could have taken place. I don't know if that's disruptive or not. Reveal the timestamps. Said Tyler Robinson was arrested wearing a maroon shirt. This was not true. Who said that? You? Did you say that? I don't know. Said Tyler Robinson was suicidal, but also turned himself in because he was afraid of being shot by police. Okay. Some people don't want to actually be taken out. They may have just said he may have done that for special treatment. You realize that, right? People make false claims on that all the time, so they can go to a psychiatric hospital instead of a jail cell, but okay. The footage is mysteriously missing of Tyler Robinson turning himself in. It's not very mysterious. It's just none of your business until the trial takes place.
In because he was afraid of being shot by police. Those two ideas seem to be running into each other. How can both of these things be tracking Charlie, following Erica throughout years? Instead, they're laughing at these things. So what am I lying about? Explicitly.
Everything with Charlie Kirk. You've lied about not having a feud with him since May of 2024. I don't know. You haven't told us the truth about how much you actually didn't like Charlie Kirk during 2024 and early 2025. I don't know. Maybe those lies specifically.
Lying about. Not made a molecular or a minor mistake. We've got a time zone wrong.
Minor mistake? You literally just said Rob McCoy lied about his son being a hero and stuff when Rob McCoy wasn't even there. And Rob McCoy said that he literally called him first, even though their calls were 30 seconds apart. And Mikey McCoy showed his phones. Literally showed his phone saying, I called Erica Kirk first. It took place for 30 seconds, and then I called my father. And his father would have absolutely thought that he called him first. You said that yourself, too. And now you're like, oh, not microscopic lies and stuff. Like that one that you held their feet to the fire for on? Oh, my God.
And then it's like, she lied. The plane left
it's so frustrating.
Hours earlier. Maybe somewhere I made a mistake on a timeline of Charlie
it's okay when
being
Candace
here on
makes
this
mistakes.
day when he's actually there on that day. But I'm talking like, where am I lying?
It's totally cool
like,
when she makes mistakes.
I would like to stop if you can tell me. Okay? And maybe they will. Maybe we'll get to that on Saturday. And by the way, to be clear, I am also telling the truth. It is not my opinion that these questions were pre-selected. It's a fact. It's a fact. Like I said, we have insiders. The questions were pre-selected. And one of the pre-selected questions was for Erica. And this will come out on Saturday.
Obviously.
Setting the stage for her to condemn anti-Semitism.
Okay.
To which she responds, and speaks about, as I told you yesterday, how Turning Point will be hosting a Shabbat dinner. And in case the direction of travel for CBS under the stewardship of Barry Weiss is not clear, they even brought in
Serious, you almost set me up for a really bad joke I can't tell on
the
here.
father of the young woman who was
Hello,
shot
VB.
in D.C. at
Hello,
the
Ashley.
Jewish Museum. I think that was an IDF soldier. I might
Hello,
be wrong
that's
about
funny.
that. They also brought out Hunter Kozak, who
Mm-hmm.
asked the last question to Charlie Kirk. They filled the audience with people selected by CBS, college Republicans, with questions selected by CBS. So it just is
Okay.
objectively a controlled and a managed situation, a controlled and a managed conversation.
You mean like they do every single time they interview anybody, like 60 Minutes or any of that? Yes, we already know most of them are pre-selected questions. That's how television has always worked, Candace. Are you trying to tell us that this is any different? Like, do you think that these... Well, okay, maybe a lot of her audience are younger people who don't understand how television has always worked, that probably grew up doing nothing but watching live streams. I guess it's possible, right? But this is how they've always done this. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, it's always pre-selected questions. What are you talking about, Candace? You're acting like this is something new.
If you will.
This is frustrating.
And you can predict this. If you are at home this Saturday and you watch this and you're just, a regular old person around the world and you go, this feels really scripted.
We know it
They're going
is.
to come out and they're going to mark you as evil, demonic even.
No.
How dare you?
No, Candace, you're wrong. You're just dead ass wrong, Candace. Like, that is so dumb. It's so dumb, it hurts. It genuinely hurts. Everybody knows it's pre-selected questions. When it's national television, when it's BBC, when it's NBC, CBS, whatever LMNOP you want to go by, it's absolutely always going to be pre-selected questions. Did anybody else not know that in chat? I'm curious. Has anybody seen, like, the presidential debates that used to go on when all the questions were pre-selected? Everybody knew and had time to prepare, and nobody liked that, and Trump went out there literally complaining about that, saying, hey, we shouldn't be having pre-selected questions. Nobody remembers that? No? You know what I mean? Like, really?
What? Are you kidding me? This is like
it's so
you're not allowed
ridiculous.
to say that this feels scripted ever, even though this entire thing since September 10th feels scripted to me.
Okay, I don't care how you feel,
That's
Candace.
not it. Okay, we're going to get
Nobody
more
asked.
because Erica also sat down with Glenn Beck of Blaze TV. Now, again, this is all a part of a PR.
Yeah, once we
blitz
see that
for
varmint
Charlie's
bullet
upcoming
in
book
court,
on honoring
she's
the
going to change her
Shabbat,
tune about it.
which I'm not going to be doing because I'm Christian. So I'd like to already just say no. Okay. Anyways, Glenn Beck's interview has a bunch of high points, if you will. Foremost,
sure.
Erica stressing
For sure,
that
projection.
she believes that the truth is clear. Take a listen.
I don't know how you handle this, Eric. I don't know how to be dragged into, you were involved in the death and all this crazy, evil stuff.
No, it's sick.
God bless you.
It's sick.
God bless you. It is.
My family means everything to me. Turning Point USA has always been in our life.
Christian
and it's
name only.
always
I don't
been
even think
so
it's a
good
name.
to Charlie, and Charlie was good to his team. Everyone loved Charlie.
Except for
I get
Candace.
that. Everyone wants an answer to this evil. And sometimes the answer is very clear.
Exactly, Flight.
Yeah.
The truth
You know,
is very clear.
So I just want to say to, first and foremost, Glenn setting that question up, I can't find to this day, because this just feels to me to be like the ultimate
Christ.
showman, any commentator that has explicitly accused Erica of killing Charlie Kirk. I've seen...
All right. We're talking about Erica, and you were putting... Okay, let's see here. Erica was his wife, but Charlie asked you to be his David. Don't stop. The fact Erica is promoting Charlie's book is gross. Weird. I could just find a bunch of comments here, probably talking a lot of crap on Erica. I could find... And here's the thing. I haven't seen a single commentator. I have to bring everything up for you, Candace. Jesus Christ, you are so lazy. Erica Kirk. Just pull it up. All right, here. Let's see here. Introducing the Arizona and Israel Public Affairs Committee, Erica Kirk. France V, when they're using their last name. You know what's happening there. Yair Netanyahu, Tyler Bauer, June 13th, 2019. Yeah, no, there's nobody. Just the top freaking comment on X. He couldn't have been talking about those people whatsoever, I'm sure. The entire world stands with Erica Kirk. This is the second comment. So the first comment, the top comment on X, is a guy criticizing Erica. Second comment is people standing with Erica. I like this meme, though. I'll stop if Erica tells me to stop. Candace, stop. No. I like it. Let's see. Just in time for Hanukkah season, Erica Kirk presents the My Family Needs Privacy Orange Starter Pack. Yeah, no, nobody's absolutely nobody is going after Erica at all, I stand with Erica. Okay. Erica Kirk asked her to stop. Candace Owens responds again, proves that all she does is lie. Yeah, Timcast. Good stuff, Timcast. I wish one of these days maybe I could have a conversation with Timmy. That'd be cool. Erica Kirk has more anger and contempt for Candace Owens than she does Tyler Robinson. Why couldn't she find the time between her TV appearances to just call Candace? Yeah, let me just type in Erica Kirk did it. I don't know. Let's see what comes up here. This is the final straw on Erica Kirk. Let's see. Erica Kirk doesn't pat the way the tears. Oh, can I say something without conspiracy? Wokies getting mad. So Erica Kirk doesn't pat her tears the way people want her to. She makes. Oh, okay. This is in support. Let's see. Erica Kirk claims that Charlie was texting people saying, "Oh, he never did that." Okay, got you. That was just 4 minutes ago. Imagine Jackie Kennedy going on national television after JFK's assassination, begging the public to stop looking into the death of her husband. That's literally what Erica Kirk is doing now. Yeah, guys. Come on. Don't tell me that there aren't people out there criticizing Erica Kirk. That's ridiculous, Candace. She's going to pretend like Erica Kirk has nobody coming after her at all. That Erica Kirk is just in the prime position, you know what I mean? Like, she's just crying over nothing. That's exactly what Candace is doing right now.
Psychological manipulation of influencers trying to say that if you critique Turning Point, that's akin to...
Yeah, Erica is a part of
Charlie
everyone.
Kirk
You're correct.
Of Erica
Exactly.
Kirk of killing her husband, which is utterly ridiculous. But I have never seen, and maybe I missed it, I've seen a lot.
Yeah, right, as if
Erica
Candace
Kirk
would not be selling
murdered
books. She
Charlie.
is selling books.
But that's what they set up always.
2
It's
books.
like, I don't know how you are. I've seen people digging into her background. I've seen people speaking about her Romanian charity. I've seen people looking into her mother. All of that. I've seen all of that. But I have not yet seen where this idea that they keep trying to seed into our minds that asking any questions is
No, Candace. Wrong. It's not that you're asking questions. It's that you're saying TPUSA did it. Everyone betrayed Charlie. Rob McCoy's a liar. Mikey McCoy's a liar. All these people are liars. Egypt did it. Israel did it. Ukraine did it. Candace, don't play stupid. You literally said Britney Spears' handlers did it. Like, oh, sorry. Revving vehicle outside. So anyway, as I was saying, literally, you've pointed the finger. It's not asking questions to point the finger at somebody, Candace.
It's equivalent to accusing her of murder. Even that feels manipulative to me.
Yeah, if somebody was
Then
doing
comes
that,
in
I'd
this
agree.
Totally
But nobody is.
organic question.
That's
from
not what
Glenn
they're
Beck.
saying.
Totally organic, right? And this is going to be the extreme appeal to authority, which is, okay, if we don't want to answer any questions, we're just going to say you don't understand how the court works. You shouldn't be asking questions because that could potentially ruin the upcoming trial. Take a listen.
That's not
Are
what
you
they said.
concerned about his assassin is in court today? Are you concerned about being able to have a jury that's not been tainted?
No, it's a real thing, Glenn, and you get this. A lot of people don't, and I think that we need to do a better job of educating our citizens about our court
I hope Bill Barr
systems.
TV does make
A
it.
lot of people don't know how an actual trial plays out. I am
Hello,
very
Kristen.
curious about how the United Healthcare case plays out. We are living in a day and age where social media can absolutely impact. I feel it can. The reason I say that is because I
Thank
don't
you, We
want
Are
a
Charlie
tainted
Kirk.
jury pool.
I appreciate that.
I want justice for my husband. Anytime we have leads, anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. We're not messing around.
Yeah, because the investigation's
None of
ongoing.
us
Some people
are
think it stopped
involved
for
in
some
my
reason.
husband's murder. None of us. Turning Point USA, myself, any of these other crazy accusations. None of us.
There we
Okay,
go.
so this
Was
is
that a
what I
question?
mean, where I just feel like we're just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
That's 'cause
in
it's you.
politics, where you can just apply any situation. Like it's how it starts. It's like they come up with a narrative and it feels really stupid. You could
Okay,
apply this to
let's see
COVID,
then.
whatever. And then people start asking questions because it feels really stupid. And then they tell you like, "Oh, I wish you guys were more educated."
I'll definitely look at it. Yeah.
About science. I wish you guys were more educated about doctors and nurses, and like you're just not there. I wish we could explain to you how
Okay, I'm glad that I have to be educated about doctors and nurses to understand that Erica just literally said, you blaming us is wrong. And then you're like, oh, we're going in circles. People need to be more educated about doctors and nurses. Okay, that's great, Candace. I'm glad I have to know how freaking doctors and nurses work in order to understand that Erica Kirk said, stop accusing us of committing a crime we didn't commit. What are you really that dumb?
these things work. You're going to have to trust the experts. And yeah,
This is
I
unbelievable.
actually think that also
Wow.
because you guys are not trusting the experts, we're going to have to censor people on social media as they did during COVID, because social media is problematic. Actually, the problem is free speech ultimately, right? Like the problem is that you
The
have
heck
people
just fell
on
out of her
social
head?
media
What just fell out of her head?
think that also because you guys
What
are not
was
trusting
that?
the experts, we're going to have to censor people on social media as they did during COVID, because social media is problematic. Actually, the problem is free speech ultimately, right? Like the problem
Oh, ew. It was her earpiece.
is that you
That-
have people on social media who are talking common sense and they don't understand this. Okay? That's like that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me, and it shouldn't work for you.
Why didn't you address what Erica said about accusing her? Why didn't you address what Erica said about you accusing TPUSA? Why? Why did you gloss over that, Candace? This is going to make for a heck of a video tomorrow, I can tell you that.
And this next portion is where we get into the mass formation psychosis element, which is when they're trying to modify our behavior, the behavior of the masses, and they kind of want us to all form around this idea.
Yeah, she had an earpiece in on that
And
ear.
This is kind of actually the we're all in this together psychology that you're about to see, right? The higher calling element of the
Oh, she has two guys that do this with her. They'll feed her information through her ear. She talks to them sometimes through it. It's not super weird. It actually is a decently quiet way to do it, I guess. So, you know, because she doesn't want them to be in the shot at all or have them have their personalities around. She wants only her personality to be seen, which is weird to me. I one day I kind of hope to have a Timmy table. You know what I mean? With a couple of friends to be discussing this stuff with. I think that would be a lot more fun, in my opinion.
logical conditioning. You guys are focusing on the minutia of that day and whether or not the government is involved with assassinating Charlie Kirk. But
No.
you know, Tim Pool's telling you guys midterms.
Oh, Christ. Now we're on
there's
Tim
midterms
Pool.
and there's things that's the higher calling, right?
Yeah, you know, it was
The
like Charlie Kirk's like whole entire magnum opus, you know what I mean, is getting two things, okay? Getting our government fixed and also turning people to Christ, you know what I mean? Like those were his two big things, and you're literally ignoring both of them. Acting like that's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted instead. Man, my pause game is just oh god.
The masses
Oh, I should have done the Smeagol voice. Dang it.
should get
Oh, well.
around that higher calling. Like, even if it goes against your gut to mask your toddler, even if it goes against your gut.
Okay,
to let
why are
your
we talking about
grandma
COVID?
die
For the
alone
love
in a
of God.
hospital, even if something is screaming at you and you're saying, why does this all feel abusive? Like abusive to toddlers,
What are you
abusive
talking
to
about,
our
Candace?
grandparents, let them die alone. Why does it feel to me, my instinct tells me that we shouldn't put medical masks on toddlers who can't
I don't know,
see
don't do it then.
expressions?
Don't do
Well,
that.
The higher calling is that you should always ignore your gut, right? Because we're all
What?
in this together, and there's something bigger that we can aspire to.
Erica asked you to
should
stop
violate
accusing
your gut instinct, and that's
TPUSA.
what's coming next. Take a listen.
That's what happened.
I don't need you to comment on this, but I think mental illness is involved in some of this stuff that is online. I think it's really
and Glenn, I'll
honestly,
be honest,
I feel bad.
I
It's
am
mentally.
not going to
mental
waste my
illness.
time I'm not going to waste my time in
Oh, it's almost exactly what I said yesterday, isn't it? That Erica Kirk was literally saying yesterday she's not wasting her time to debunk these conspiracy theories because instead she's trying to build where Candace is trying to destroy. It's actually crazy. It's insane that that's exactly what I said yesterday in my video. And yet here we are, is her literally saying it today, exactly the way I said it, because it's not that hard to figure out, Candace. Common sense isn't that difficult. I knew this is exactly what Erica Kirk, what her angle was, and I said it out loud in my video, and I was like, I guarantee you this is what she's doing. And oh, looky there, I was correct.
combating
I wish
people.
like,
Wow.
toe-to-toe,
I'm so
calling
shocked.
people names. That's just not me. That's not how Charlie operated. There's no reason for me to go down a dark place like that. I'm so tired of the fracture. What drives me nuts is that Charlie, he has worked and
all good, I think.
provided and has blessed us with so much, like literally.
did Candace
his book,
just
he
say?
has blessed us with so much.
Did you guys hear that?
wisdom, so much fracture. What
Hold
drives
on.
me nuts is that Charlie, he has worked and
all good, I think.
provided and has blessed
I don't know what
us
she said.
with so much.
All
like,
good, I think, or
literally,
something. Maybe
his
she's
book,
talking
he
to a
has
producer.
blessed us with so much wisdom, so
Camera
much.
guy or something.
He's just such a good thought leader. He blessed us with laser focus.
Yeah, I
on
agree,
the
85.
mission, on saving this country. But instead,
I guess
we're
Charger
so
would probably be a better
focused
name.
on
Never mind.
who did what. Like, yes, we will figure all
If
that
you guys are
out.
new here, by the
Yes,
way, hit
this
that
is a
subscribe
murder
button.
case.
Thank
He
y'all
was-
so
he
much.
did
And
not
that like
die
button.
in a car crash. Yes, that will be handled. But my husband's legacy is not about his murder. My husband's legacy is what he left behind.
I just reject that. Okay, I reject that there's a higher calling that we need to all get around, and the legacy.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, actually, the
Let me,
legacy,
close
if
my
we
window
find
here.
out that the government is implicated, and it looks like to me,
Good God. Sorry, guys. Ah, there we go. Alrighty. I was just trying to enjoy the rest of that night. Rest of the nice warm air from the night before it gets freezing on Sunday.
and I think a lot of people on the outside, the government is implicated. Otherwise, it wouldn't require every department of the government using propaganda to convince us against common sense. Okay, and if we find out
Yeah, I think you're
that
right.
the
my pit
government
pack.
is implicated,
Candy wears her jealousy on
then
her sleeve.
actually his legacy is going to be that a person who gave all of himself to helping people get elected, all of himself to this political machine.
Yep, and then
was
and you're right. They would have just gotten rid of him at that point because God knows he was so effective the first time. Couldn't have possibly been effective for the second time, huh? That just makes so much sense, Candace. Keep that, yep. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Right there on the buttocks. Mwah.
Ultimately killed by it. And I think that matters to a lot of people. And I think it's obvious it matters to a lot of people because what feels like $1 billion campaign of propaganda against it
Hello,
doesn't
Free
seem
J.
to be working. There is something very big
If clown, yeah.
that
exactly.
we are very close to unpacking here. And
Yeah, she's
the
completely
panic that we
redirected the
sense
issue.
right now
It's crazy.
in deploying what feels to me to be a really nasty
For sure,
emotional
America.
tactic here. Basically trying
Chad
to
USA, hello.
say to people, how dare you go against the grieving widow? How dare you go against David Hogg? Right? And you're like, well, I
What
don't
does
know if
David Hogg have
I know
anything to
he's-
do with
I'm
this?
very sad, obviously, that a school shooting happened. The Parkland
Oh, wow.
shooting at high school should not
I-
happen. No child should have to live through that. But why does that mean David Hogg gets to go to Harvard? Right?
Oh,
Does
no.
that make sense? Like, does he belong at Harvard? And they go, oh, how dare, oh, how.
Do you think I'm going to waste my time protesting whether he goes to freaking Harvard or not? I don't care what David Hogg does with his life. I genuinely don't. Does anybody else care that David Hogg went to Harvard? Like, anybody? I don't know. Does anybody actually genuinely care? You know what I mean? I could care less. I've never cared about where people go to college and whatnot. I just don't care. Were his grades good enough even, maybe? I don't even know. Do we have his transcripts? Candace, so, like, you don't even know. Maybe he was a really, really good student. Most incredibly left-wing liberals are actually pretty decent students. For the most part, they're not very smart people, but, you know, if they were smart people, they'd be getting better degrees. But that doesn't mean they're not good at turning in schoolwork, like the little slave minds that they are, you know what I mean? Not to say that everybody that does good in school is like a slave mind, but you know what I mean.
You evil,
Just saying.
demonic person. Are you possessed?
Yeah, I'm lost
How
too.
could
I don't know
you
what
ever
tangent
question
Candace
his
is even
authority
going
and
on
whether or
at
not
this
he's
point.
equipped to run the charity and speak on, you know, gun issues. He survived a school shooting.
Okay, I
That's
don't
what
know
they're
what
doing
you're talking
right now.
about.
And I want to also say that
Oh my
why I
God,
don't
why are we
love
going
these
through this?
interviews, and I say this with great deference to Erica. And in the beginning, with some
My
of these
head hurts,
interviews,
guys. I'm not even kidding.
I said, look, like, of course, they're going to want to make sure they screen these questions. Like, she's going through a lot. Like, she's transitioning. She's doing this. She's like, I was like, I wouldn't
Oh,
wanna be
David
in her
Hogg's an
position.
idiot. He's a
We're 3 months.
extreme leftist liberal that survived a school shooting even though he wasn't there that day. He wasn't even at the school, and he's actually verified he wasn't at the school either when it happened. And he's become a major anti-gun activist and got to go to Harvard school. It's just like, okay. And he's just really annoying. Everybody craps on him. Every time he opens his mouth, he gets shut down. And he's lost a couple of debates pretty badly, and so he doesn't do that anymore either. So now he's just like a blue sky / X commentary kind of guy that tweets every now and then just gets crapped on. I don't understand what Candace is even trying to say,
And
to be
now,
honest.
okay, we are still getting rehearsed answers. And I
Okay.
feel like what is missing from
Great.
all
We
of
know
this
that they're rehearsed,
is-
Candace. That was never a question.
I don't know, like passion, normal passion, not this like chat GBT feeling of, well, we all need to unite around the mission. It's like, no, I don't really care about cash. I would just be like, what is the borough doing? What has anybody traced this down? Okay, I don't know if Candace is crazy, but she says the French Foreign Legion was there. Has anybody chased this down? I texted her. I got this information. Okay.
Okay, but you didn't show us any proof the French Foreign Legion was there at all. You did not show us proof of that at all. So what do you mean? And yes, I do think Candace Owens is crazy. So I don't know why you would ever say I don't think Candace Owens is crazy. But what are you talking about? You mean the opposite? I know Candace Owens is crazy, but that's a much more well-structured sentence, in my opinion.
Okay, it's wrong. That's a dead end. Let me move over here. I've got files. I'm going to run this
Chat
investigation
GPT.
alongside
Oh,
you,
Chat
Cash.
GBT.
And I don't know
Is that what
he's
she
doing.
said?
I want like one
That's really
critique
funny.
of the FBI.
I didn't catch that.
One critique
GPT?
of
Oh, that's
anything
great.
which the public is saying is worthy of critique. Like, it's almost like you're dressing down public perception. Like, people think that you can have enough money to just cut over people's gut instincts. That's what it is. It
What are you
feels like
talking about?
We're so rich.
What?
You don't have the right to think.
Candace, you are the
Okay?
richest
We are
person in
rich
the room
enough
right now.
to remove that. So stop thinking.
You
The
have
elites
more
are
money
here.
than Erica
It
Kirk
feels
has.
elite. That's why I hate this. It feels elite. It feels like
Oh
the
my God.
opposite of
Candace
what
is literally worth $200 million. I love it. This is what makes me so mad. Never, if my YouTube channel, guys, if it ever takes off, never, ever, ever, ever allow me to say stupid stuff like this. Unsubscribe immediately from me if I start saying stupid things like this. I will let you know. The moment if this channel ever makes me rich, I will let you know, and I won't hide behind any of that. That is such garbage. That is such garbage. Oh, it just feels elite to me, Miss. I'm worth $200 million. Oh my God, that is so out of touch.
Ever turning
What an
point
asshole.
felt like when they were the underdogs, right?
Oh my God,
This
that makes
entire
me mad.
presentation is elite. I'm on CBS stage with pre-prep questions and Barry
Heck
Weiss.
yeah, I love
and
Chug.
I obviously have rehearsed this answer because I got these questions ahead of time.
For real.
I obviously
No, for real.
know
If
what
I,
I'm going to get asked.
if I
and
ever
I'm gonna
get
do
that
it.
out of touch,
I don't even like, and this is a fact.
show it. You know what I mean?
You can ask anybody who's ever.
I-
interviewed me.
I
I
will
never
not even
ask
be
for
mad.
questions ahead of time.
I'll
wanna
never
know,
get out of
I
touch
don't know
like
the
that,
direction it's
ever.
going into. I never give them anything. I never say we can't talk about this. Nothing's off record because
Like a
even
Pimp My
getting
Ride
questions
video,
ahead
yeah.
to me, preparing answers feels fake and gay, right?
Yeah, it
That
says
just
the lady married to a gay
feels
guy.
Rehearsed because it is. It has to be rehearsed. You got the questions ahead of time, and at this
Candace, we
stage,
know this. You're acting like this is breaking news. What are you doing? It's
I
CBS.
don't like it.
It was filmed 3 days
I don't like
before
it.
it's
I want
released.
something that feels anywhere where it feels authentic. Like one question mark that you
Yeah,
have.
I do
You're like, oh,
too.
I'd like it to
I
be
do
like-
too. This is literally why in all my videos I said I think this was actually not a smart idea for Erica to do, that she should have just done it live with TPUSA. Okay, right? Because she owns a media company. It would be live. They could do that a lot better. They could at least make it look like it's not scripted. I think her going to CBS, though, CBS is a really weird one for me. I'm just like, why them? Why even bother showing them? Because literally, oh my God. I didn't even see Candace's face. That's awesome. Oh my God, that is probably the best pause I think I've ever done on this channel. 100%. That's amazing. Oh my God. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Totally not. I did not intend for that to happen. Anyway, no, seriously. Like, I didn't want her going to CBS. I criticized that straight up day one when I found out, oh yeah, she's, gonna do a CBS town hall thing, on the 13th. I was like, I don't think she should do that. I really don't. I think she should just do it through TPUSA, And I didn't like it because I knew it was going to be scripted, as they all are. They just are. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's inauthentic. It's just, I don't like scripted questions, really. Not my thing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, does it even matter? And the answer is no. That's why I'm not that critical of it. I was just saying, I don't think it's a great idea. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save this screenshot. That's really funny. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'm sure it can't be worthless. You know what I mean? It's got to be worth something.
I don't know about those text messages. I think Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger. But the text messages
You don't know about text messages? How about you provide some text messages with some actual dates on it?
are weird.
And something that's not from
It's just,
2018,
I trust my team.
preferably.
My team is amazing. And my favorite date is April 24th because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. And all you need is a light jacket. Like it feels fake. It does. I'm sorry. And
Okay.
I am still interested in getting basic answers to our questions. I don't accept that that's somehow going
Well,
to
maybe
ruin
you'll
the
get
court
an
case.
actual answer for your questions if you stop telling people that somebody did it that wasn't the actual perp. I don't know. Instead of saying TPUSA did it, Charlie's friends betrayed him and stuff like that, maybe they would happily have given you answers if you weren't being an absolute ass about this.
Because that's a
If
nonsense.
I had to guess.
You cannot logically explain to the public how letting us see
Hey,
Mikey
nice fight.
McCoy's phone records, just one example, if that's really causing you so much grief. Here they are. Here's who we called on that day and for how long. How would that implicate, how would that frustrate your lawyer's efforts? How would the current court case and the jury pool be impacted if you answered about why these Egyptian planes, why it's a statistical anomaly?
Well, I could tell you how they could be impacted. It's very, very simple. When you're sitting there saying that these Egyptian planes were involved in Charlie Kirk, that's how it impacts the jury. Because now they think they're going to be looking... Imagine this. Jury pool selected, okay? They walk in there. All the evidence is presented. They look at the evidence and they go, wait, where's the evidence about the Egyptian planes, though? I saw Candace Owens talking all about it. And then they're like, oh, well, there isn't any. And then they go, ah, you guys rigged the trial. Now you got a jury member, part of the jury pool, that's thinking that the people that are prosecuting Tyler Robinson now are trying to leave out evidence. How do you think that juror's going to vote? It's very simple, Candace. If you use your head for 5 seconds, you could probably understand how a jury pool would be tainted. Oh, wait, where's the evidence of them looking into TPUSA? They're not investigating TPUSA, who was Candace Owens said that was behind it? Yeah, that's the big issue, Candace. That's why I haven't been covering any of this stuff, and I've only been covering you. After the trial, though, I'll tell you what, and I'll make you a good solid deal here, Candace. If the trial shows that he was hit with a .255 grain bullet, if the trial shows that there were some questionable things that happened at all, I will openly question them, Candace. The thing is I have to give the people, the prosecution, at least the opportunity to tell me their side of the story first, before I say they're lying. It's that simple. Let the FBI at least present their evidence first. When the FBI and all them presented all the evidence for JFK, that was the perfect time to go, there's no way Lee Harvey Oswald made that shot. There's no way. Hey, there's all this eyewitness account that was released too that say that they saw somebody standing in front of the car popping shots off. Weird, right? When you see evidence like that come out, when you see witness statements being leaked, that's whenever it's like, oh, this is legit. This was taken and written down by our government, and they posted it, and they presented it. Now, of course, there wasn't a trial, really, for the JFK stuff, because, obviously, Lee Harvey Oswald was blasted by, what's his name, Ruby, I can't remember his full name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Jack Ruby. Or wait, was it Jack Ruby, or am I thinking of Ruby Hill? Am I thinking of the right thing? I hope I'm not confusing the two, but you get what I'm saying.
For these Egyptian planes to be surrounding Turning Point USA, Faith Events, you and Charlie this many times. How would that impact?
What's Brett Cooper doing?
Again, I'm
I
a
haven't
gut
paid
player.
attention.
It's common sense. So forgive me for not being elite enough and educated enough and expert enough to understand how it would impact things. Explain it to me like I'm not a legal expert, Like I don't trust legal
Wait,
experts.
did Tatum
and think
really
they're all
start
full of
backing her
shit.
now?
Explain
That's
it to me that way.
disappointing. Okay, yeah, Jack Ruby.
It's not
Okay,
tracking.
cool.
It's not tracking, and I get it. It's me against the whole world. Actually, it's not. It's me against the elites.
Yeah, I'm sure it's her against the elites. Yeah, sure thing, Candace Miss worth $200 million. Okay. Yeah, oh man, it's amazing. Ruby. Okay, so Jack Ruby. Who was the guy on Ruby Ridge? Because that was actually pretty close to where I live. Ruby Ridge. What was his first name?
Done this a lot of times, like I said.
His daughter's still alive too.
COVID. There's a.
I'd like to interview her one day. That'd be cool.
Here. If all of the mainstream apparatus and all of the influencers are pushing something and calling the other thing evil,
like a kidney stone,
we're probably about 2 years away from them all then apologizing and being like, I just got it wrong. I shouldn't have told you to get the vaccine. It's a pattern that I've noticed. So I'm going to stick with saying,
yeah, I don't think there's a pattern from the
vaccine
vaccine to
10th,
waiting for a court trial.
We will
just saying.
Be back after a few messages from our sponsors.
Great.
All right, you guys are too rich. We are why?
Okay.
Time is right. ES.com. We are too rich. We are elite. We are rich. We are powerful. We have connections, and you guys are just beneath us. There's like an element.
Well, at least you finally admitted it, Candace. Now, can we move on?
Feudalism here. Like, we are the lords, and who are you? Who are you? We can afford this, and we're gonna keep pushing. And
yeah, I hope
until
Brett
you
Cooper doesn't start
believe
putting
what we say
off
happened, even when it
garbagey
just makes
stuff.
no sense.
I really hope
It's
she doesn't.
frustrating. Like I'm frustrated by it. And again, I have been clear. I think Tyler Robinson was involved on that day. I think there were multiple people that were involved in that day. Obviously, most people were involved. I think
that's what she was making fun of, Fairy Tale? In case y'all missed it, she was mocking Erica and her past in beauty contest when she was saying my favorite day is April. She literally used a Miss Congeniality quote. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to know that. I have never watched that. Is it a show or movie? But I have never watched that before. Gag Candace Justin for, yeah. I think, well, oh man, isn't that tough? Like, in theory, they really should put a gag order on Candace Owens. They genuinely should. But on that, with her whole conspiracy thing that's been going on, it would be a really bad idea to do it at this point. Because then she'd be like, they're silencing me. Look at what they're doing. They're silencing me, And it's going to be like, wait, yeah, well, Candace, there is a trial coming up. And if you literally, imagine just being like, oh no, I can't talk about it for these 2 months, but I can talk about it literally when the trial happens. It's like, wow, okay, that's so bad. I'm sorry you can't talk about this right now. And you'll have to wait till like freaking February to be able to talk about it or something like that. Such a bad thing, And the reason why it would make her upset, actually, it probably would be good to put a gag order. I don't care. It'd make her lose a lot of followers. I don't know. She could talk about other crap until the trial happens. I don't know, like the rest of us, the respectful people. Well, it is what it is.
he took clothes and hid them in the cemetery or whatever next to the Dairy Queen. But I don't think that he was on campus that day. I do not believe Tyler Robinson was on
Well,
campus
we know
that day.
you don't think.
And I
and
would
you have
just
no
also
evidence.
like to point out how easy it would be for them to give us anything believable? How would, help me out, guys. Again, I'm not a legal expert. I don't,
Okay.
Glenn Beck understands this stuff, but who am I? I'm so sorry, Glenn. I don't explain it to us. But
Well,
I don't
okay,
understand how if
very
they just
humble of you.
released a video of him taking the shot, because there's video of that.
Yeah. You know why? Do you know why it was released, Candace? I'll put it on your level. Because he was at large. They were looking for him, Candace. So they gave out information. Then whenever they got their man, they don't give information out anymore. That's the point. Then they begin their investigation onto him to see who he was connected to. That's why every moron on X going, well, they said that they got their man, therefore the case was closed. No, that's not how it works. That's never how it works. When they get their man that they know did it, they investigate. It doesn't just stop there. Okay, we got our man, now it's done. Like, no, you don't actually understand, Candace. That's your problem. You took it as an insult from Glenn, but Glenn was actually just genuinely correct. You don't know, Candace. And let me tell you how I actually kind of came to know. It's really not that difficult because I didn't know much before this either, and I haven't even done that much work. Check out this channel. Look at this channel here. This is an interesting channel, right? It's actually my channel. Whenever I literally have covered, like, this Halloween massacre, you know, video.
Call, he would lash out and attack the officers, which
Covering stuff like this, I kind of found out how it works. I did a little bit of true crime for a while there. I still have the channel and all. I just haven't uploaded to it in a while. But whenever you go through it and you go through court cases and you read everything that kind of comes out, you tend to understand when the police are looking for someone, they leak information to the public to see if they can recognize the guy that they're looking for. Then when they get their guy, everything stops and goes quiet for a while, and then the police in the background are investigating him. They're going through his computer. They're going and seeing who else may have been in on this. They go and see if he messaged anybody. They go and they track to see where he's been, to where he bought the murder weapon, to where he purchased some of his gloves and stuff like that. They go through it all, Candace, and then they figure out his background. They figured out who did it, and then they determine whether there were more people involved or not. And it's like this in almost every single freaking video that I cover on this channel, which isn't many. I think I have, let's see. I've got one right here, one murder channel, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6. So I have 6. This one took place in Australia, which is a fun one. But 6 murder cases that I've covered on my channel here. And yeah, it's called The Dark Path. It's linked in my description actually below. If you click on the description there, it's in that. But for real, it's unbelievable. You go through the cases and you're like, oh yeah, police, they don't just stop when they get their man. It's pretty obvious. You could have researched that, Candace, before putting that out there.
How would that ruin their case? How would that not support their case, actually? And also support their case?
You don't want to taint the jury pool. Of course it would help their case, Candace. Leaking information would help their case a lot. But that's not what they're trying to do. They're not trying to help the police. They're trying to help the defendant because you are innocent until proven guilty, Candace. No matter what you did, no matter who you are, no matter how obvious it is that you committed the crime, you get your day in court. How do you not understand this, Candace? Tyler Robinson has to be given a fair trial. Everybody in America knows he did it. But that's not fair to treat him like that because you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Before we're supposed to treat him like a murderer, we have to try him first, Candace. That's the way it always has worked. Oh my God, Ashley, thank you so much. Oh man, you guys are amazing. Like, I don't expect to ever get anything, any show. So Seriously. Seriously, thank you. I genuinely appreciate that.
With the public. Like, that would be the first thing I would do rather than try to deploy this propaganda
Candace is a gossip,
effort.
for sure.
You could just present something solid, like something that isn't flimsy in this.
It's going to court. It's going to court, Candace. Do you not realize we are going to have all of the information? You want it right this second. You don't get to have it right this second. We will find out by July next year, probably. July, August, September, October. One of those months right there is probably when we'll find out. I doubt it'll take place in November. Very rarely do huge cases take place in November for some reason. But it's going to be in one of those summer to fall months.
Entire thing.
And
I think that would be my call. I would just be like, here you go. There you are.
Yeah, they really don't
happy
think he's
for you to
guilty,
see
which
it.
is
He took the
crazy,
shot,
but,
and you're going to see Tyler Robinson jump down. And
Oh,
it's not
thank you
going to
so
impact
much,
our case
Ashley.
because how could it?
Seriously,
It's open and
thank you.
shut. He wrote out his entire confession. You're seeing the footage. Nope, they can't do that. Well, guys, I'm happy to learn that Tyler Robinson is not AI because, I mean, that it's been so weird that we just can't say
Wait,
anything
what-
about him.
Sorry,
Obviously, I'm being tongue in cheek, but he has finally appeared in person.
What did you link?
He
Oh,
made his
you linked my
first
channel. Thank you.
in-person
I
court
thought you were
appearance.
linking a book.
Kind
My
of seemed
bad.
like he was
I was like, I'll check it
smiling.
out.
I did not get the energy of someone who is worried about getting the electric chair.
He's probably pretty freaking proud of what he did, Candace. Have you ever thought about that at all? He's probably proud about what he did. Do you think when this dude pulled the trigger that he was actually genuinely thinking, oh my gosh, I just ruined my life? I don't think that reality has set in for him at all yet. He's a young, cocky kid who has severe, severe issues, and clearly he was related to the Hampshires. Habsburg? My God, that's a chin. That's a chin you can only get with thousands years of inbreeding.
There's nothing really to add
something
here.
like that.
There wasn't anything that really
Was it
came out
1,000?
of this hearing. Everything is obviously
It's also got
very
that
preliminary
forehead
at
that
this
just goes
stage.
backwards.
This is going to take a long
like
time.
nothing going on in that
But
cranium
we're obviously hoping that they are going to allow transparency and accessibility to the case by allowing the media in there. Media organizations, even for this case, are requesting the transcript of the hearing, and hopefully we will have more. But he exists, okay? We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, probably. Jennifer. You're probably right on it. Actually, I think you might have hit that nail on the head. He's probably not worried because Candace is helping his case out. Now, I doubt he even knows Candace.
News
talking because he
or
can't
things that
have
I'm
access to
frustrated
TV
about
and
is
stuff.
just more than the people who hate me and are dedicated every minute, because apparently they're allowed to get clicks off of my name. I'm not allowed to talk about what I want to talk about on my show, but they can talk about what they want to talk about over and over and over.
Candace, you started it. Don't be mad. Hate the game, not the players, okay? You started this. So, I don't know. If you're going to do it, expect us to do it. That's why I'm covering you so much, because you won't lay off at all for 1 second. And again, has she provided any evidence in this video at all, this live stream? Really goes to show where her priorities are. Instead of literally showing us more evidence towards the people who, quote unquote, killed Charlie Kirk, she's actually just defending herself this entire episode like a drama queen. See, if I was on a mission to prove to the world that somebody else harmed Charlie Kirk and not the kid that's in jail, I would ignore all the drama, all the noise, and then I would just simply present more evidence every episode, right? You'd think that that's how that would work. Isn't it a little weird that in this entire episode, she's not going to drop a single piece of evidence? And notice how she claimed that her assassin moved into the same city that she's in? She ain't talking about that this episode. Doesn't seem like she's very worried about her life or Charlie's end at all.
Over again on their show. But I reserve more contempt for the people who don't have the courage to just hate me and instead try to hide behind
exactly.
Bible
She hasn't
verses. There
blamed
is
the Jews
something
today.
that
She hasn't blamed
deeply
them in
and
a little
spiritually bothers me about that. And chief among them is Allie Beth Stuckey, okay?
Here we
She
go.
presents herself, like her brand is squeaky, clean Christianity, does a lot behind the scenes. She's hired like a monster
Why did
PR
she say that
agent.
like it's a
Anyone will
bad
tell
thing? What's wrong with squeaky clean Christianity, Candace? I thought you were into that.
you that. There's not a single Daily Wire host. Matt Walsh, Michael knows nicest people ever, Brett Cooper, nicest person that
Yeah,
will
I agree,
defend Allie Beth Stuckey's current PR agent, who is just
Dragon Ball Super
literally
God mode?
hell-bent
Is that it?
on advancing Israel's cause by any means necessary, like by sending someone to follow me after I was no longer employed there to try to make me look bad on camera. She keeps files and cuts people out of context and then sends it to people like Ian Miles Chung. I mean, this is a bad person who
Really? You mean kind of like what you did with the whole Go Max thing, and then you didn't provide any context whatsoever? Good Lord, Candace. Fix that nasty taste in your mouth.
Beth has hired.
Let's get that. There's really no way to pause on her face without
But we're
just it
supposed to
looking
believe-
gross. There we go. That's somewhat better. Anyway, yeah, so seriously, like, why is it that Candace Owens is literally, like, she's so hypocritical, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. She literally posts a clip, Go Max, doesn't give any context for it whatsoever. And then she's mad that other people are doing it too? Isn't that just so weird how that works? Only she can do it. As per usual, it comes down to Candace can do it, but nobody else can.
Allie Beth is Christian. Anyways, I do want to point to this because she's now, no, it's always biblical. So you can never question whether or not she's just being a mean girl and using Bible verses
If you think using a Bible verse is mean, you're not a very good Christian.
to qualify being mean. But
Okay, let's see her be mean. I wanna hear
yesterday,
it.
we
Let's see
peaked
it.
because she's now moved to being a teacher and letting you know that not
Bags
trusting
and
the
moved
mainstream
to the
narrative
city.
actually is, it's a rhetorical device that was used during
Queen
BLM.
Candace,
Let's just read her
1,000,000%.
post here. This really annoyed me, and even further, the comment section annoyed me. But she wrote, in 2020, we all became familiarized with the Kafka trap. It's a rhetorical trick
Kafka trap?
wherein you insist that someone's
oh,
denial of
I
an
thought it was Kafka.
accusation
Got me
proves their
excited.
guilt.
We're one letter
You're
off.
denying you're a racist because
Dang.
of your white fragility. It's a way to make your arguments irrefutable without ever having to provide evidence. BLM uses this tactic repeatedly, and now Candace has taken a page out of their book. Anyone, including Charlie's own wife, who pushes back against her conspiracies are only doing so because it's a psyop. They're getting paid. It couldn't possibly be that people sincerely disagree with her methods or can disprove her faulty logic. It's an effective, albeit dishonest, way to solidify yourself as the only champion of truth. Now, first and foremost, this is a very unfortunate example for her to use BLM, saying that 2020 taught us that many people fall for this type of thing, because the truth is most people don't want to think. Actually, Allie, ironically, I actually did the documentary on BLM and George Floyd, and the lessons of the George Floyd movement was that the entire media plus influencers can collude to suspend rational thinking. And
Or it was just simply, you know, posting a bunch of false information that wasn't proven to be true at all into the public's eye, and then everybody jumped on it and was like, "Oh, he can't breathe. You know, he can't breathe. He couldn't breathe." You know, instead of actually like understanding that it was the 11 nanograms per deciliter of blood, you know, of fentanyl that was in his system. I don't know. Could have probably been that. That's probably really what happened, but everybody spread false information saying that it was a knee on his neck that ended him, when we know for a fact it wasn't, because it only takes 7 nanograms per deciliter of blood of fentanyl to kill somebody. He had 11 in his system. And you know what's funny about those measurements and why I know that stuff? Because my wife is a nurse, and she has administered fentanyl and what's it called? Destroxin or something like that, whatever the other one is. Dilaudid, that's what it is, Dilaudid. And a couple other drugs like that, you know, of that line. It's dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff to handle, I can tell you that. Goes through a very, very slow drip. There's a reason why. It's because it will kill you very, very quickly, and you usually need to be on a respirator to have any of it in your system at all. It takes so little to kill. And that's what George Floyd was on. But all the people out there that were going, "Oh, he had a knee on his neck, that's why." Literally, that's what it was, Candace, and you're not understanding her comparison at all. You're taking it out of context because you don't want to address that fact.
use emotional arguments, right, to get you to stop looking at a corrupt charity. I can't believe she used this example. It's like, there's nothing more that could be in my defense than saying, "Oh, remember what happened in 2020? Yeah, I do remember what happened in 2020. The media lied about George Floyd. They lied about how he died. A video went viral. Every influencer posted black squares, called people racist, said you were with them or you're against them. You were evil if you didn't understand how far racism had become. And then little old me did a video and I disrupted this narrative. by telling people the facts about George Floyd's background, his record. I then did a documentary on it, and I revealed to the world
Why don't you
that
actually address
the
Allie's
media
point?
actually is to blame. Like, they will collude with each other. These are powerful organizations. They can make something go
Lauded,
viral.
yeah.
They can make evil look like good and good look like evil. That is actually the true lesson of corporate structure versus really just a few truth tellers, people who are actually willing and dared to question that narrative, okay? Now, my issue is that when people push back on her, she just pulls out the Bible, okay? Like, for example, this is in the comment section. Somebody wrote to her because she's been sniping at me, and it's been very mean girl-esque. This person wrote this on Instagram. They wrote in the
Great. Now she's acting like she got hit like Charlie Kirk, of course. Let's see. You keep inserting yourself into this topic, but you never add any real value. So what's the agenda from here? Candace Owens wasn't even mean to you when you inserted yourself at first time. So mean girl energy. And then she just responds back, I commented on the news and Charlie was a good friend. No one commenting on this story is inserting themselves any more than Candace is. You don't see the value in learning how to decipher truth logically and biblically, and that's okay. My content is not for you then. Okay, yeah, so mean. Oh, that was such a mean response. My content might not be for you then. Wow. I'm so deeply offended.
comment section, you keep inserting yourself into this topic, but you never add any real value. So what is the agenda for you here? Candace wasn't even mean to you when you inserted yourself the first time. So mean girl energy, like, that's a fair question.
What did she say that was
does have
mean?
mean girl energy. Then she says,
she?
oh, Britt,
Okay.
I comment on the news.
Can I
Charlie
see
was my
anything mean
good
from her?
friend. No one commenting on this story is inserting themselves any more than Candace is. You don't see value in learning how to decipher truth logically and biblically, and that's okay. Like, that sentence, just play it again. I want to read it again. You don't see the value in learning how to decipher truth logically and biblically, and that's okay. My content is not for you then.
Okay.
How does that not just make your skin crawl? I don't know. Like, does that not?
No. No, it doesn't make my skin crawl at all. It's not even close. She could have, like, cussed her out. She could have said a lot more mean things than that, Candace. I don't understand. Like, do you know how people talk to each other on the internet? You ever been on the internet before, Candace? What?
Not make your skin crawl. Just be snipey and petty. Stop using the Bible as a shield for what you're doing, okay?
She
woman
literally
accurately
did.
called
All
you
she
out.
said
Don't
was
know
biblically.
her. Thank you for saying it's very obvious what you're doing. To come back and say, I'm so sorry
Wow.
that you don't like the Bible. I'm so sorry that you don't like the Bible.
That's not what she
is
said.
like Salve Regina George, right? Like, Mean Girls was fine because we all knew Regina George was mean, and she was like proud of that. Allie Beth
Y'all want to
stuff.
see some Mean Girl stuff? Y'all want to see some really funny Mean Girl stuff? Hold on. Right. Hold on. I'll show you some Mean Girl stuff.
Okay, when you're
so for you to say that you can speculate and
now,
I
can you
can't,
answer my
that's a
second
different-
question?
Okay,
What
I'm
movie
going to
are you
say
part
you
of?
both speculated. Pause,
Oh my
pause,
God.
guys, pause, please.
Is this the big one?
Amount
Okay. sorry.
of extra slack, any amount of an unwillingness to criticize them because I've done a live stream with one of them before.
Research-
I certainly speculation saying I heard she's working for imports. That's absolutely
And you said, and that's why
speculation.
Paul, you
Listen,
lied on him.
listen,
You lied on.
Guys.
This is a sidebar.
Don't do it to that.
Where is
topic.
it?
I do
Yeah.
want
Actually,
to
hold on.
address
I bet
a
I-
lie Candace
I
told
wanna
me
see,
about me.
We'll see. Guys here. Guys. Let's see. Guys. Where does it get where it repeats? Here we go. I think this is it. Okay, here we go.
Hold on, guys.
How are you? Who do
Candace.
you defend? That's what I don't understand.
Candace,
She's
hold
right now
on.
defending an
She can-
alt-right sympathizer that straight up said that I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks. That is the ground zero of this entire predicament. That she
Right, she started
spread
it, not
fear.
Richard Spencer. Not
Look at
Richard
how tired
Spencer, like you
Dave
said.
I did
Okay,
not say
all right,
Richard. I said
guys,
perpetuated.
guys.
Do you know the definition of perpetuate?
You
Guys.
said.
Do you know the definition of perpetuate? Yes or no? I said he perpetuated
Candace, you said that Richard Spencer made
Guys.
a video on you.
I said he
didn't.
I said
you
he-
said he made one. You said he made one. When he did,
I said
tweeted
he
one.
perpetuated
You said, I have a video.
smear
Isn't it crazy that all three of these people here have a dong?
campaign about me.
All right, guys,
That's
guys,
exactly
guys.
what I
Candace,
said. I never
guys,
said he started
guys,
the
guys.
He said
rumors
he made
whatsoever.
a video on you, and he didn't. There's no evidence of that.
To be
He
honest,
does not have a video.
to be
up.
honest, I
He
know
does
this is
not
going
have
to
a video.
super hurt your egos, but I didn't watch a single one of your videos except for the Google Hangout for the first hour that you were on.
Candace, I didn't make a video on you. So
You jumped in a video
All right,
chat.
hold on.
Like,
Ladies,
you
ladies,
like,
ladies,
own
ladies,
it.
ladies,
It doesn't matter. You were
I
on it
said
for an
I was
hour
on
and a
someone
bit.
else's his life.
Hour and 15 minutes.
Guys.
Let's quote
So
Claire.
bad.
She's such a mess. This is going to be like, honestly, intellectually, like, it's going to be hard to get through. She's such a mess. The fact that anyone believes her is so sad. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. She's a fraud ass bitch. No, these are not hip hop lyrics. She's such a joke. She's so
This is a real debate that took place in 2017. Oh, man, I remember this. This was just 10 days before my birthday. It was a great day. It was a great day. The memes that were coming off this video were so funny. Oh, man, I really wish that Bering was in this chat right now. That'd be really, really funny. I'd love to pull him in on this one of these days. Just go over old videos. That'd be so fun. I should do that. I should invite him in a live stream and be like, hey, you want to go over some, like, old Candace Owens debates back in the day? It'd be so funny.
Kentucky does the same like tactic
Okay, mean girl.
of attacking people, sniping them, and then she's like, I'm sorry you don't like the Bible. I actually do like the Bible. You know, I haven't made Christianity my brand because I'm a Catholic and I don't believe that women can be priests and should be playing the part of pastors. I believe that if I have a question about the Bible,
That's not what the Catholics believe, Candace. They believe that women should not lead, period. It's not about being a priest. That's not what it's about. They mean you can't lead at all, which is what you're doing. So you're not that great of a Catholic, to be honest. If you really wanted to get to the nitty-gritty there, I just won't, like, preach the Bible to people, but let me go out and do the other things that the Catholic Church tells me not to do as a woman, right? I'm pretty sure they would probably just rather you preach the Bible, even though they say you can't be a preacher. And here's the thing, too. Whenever they're talking about that specifically as well, they mean lead a church is specifically what it actually says. Women cannot lead a church. And if you make it your brand and you preach anyway outside of the church, I don't think they ever once complained about a woman doing that. I could be wrong. Maybe they're wrong, but you should probably read into what your religion actually says, Candace, before you make these stupid comments.
I should go to my priest, not to Ali Beth Stuckey on Instagram. But what I can say to you is that
Tick History on live stream. I was going to do that last Saturday, but I ended up having guests over. And then my wife went to work, of course, Sunday, so I had to watch the kids all day, and, you know. But I may be able to do that either this Saturday or this Sunday, depending on what happens.
takeaway
I'm going to try and do that for
is
weekends.
the truth.
If I ever
you
get
should commit
around
yourself
to
to the truth. And Ali Beth Stuckey has gone through great pains to cover up for people that are lying.
Her speaking to a church
Okay?
once never gave
No
a
one
testimony.
worse than Josh Hammer.
I'll have to look up
okay?
that video.
Josh Hammer explicitly lied
I'm not
about
surprised.
Charlie's state of mind. He went on multiple podcasts. He called me a liar.
Holy crap. You cannot tell me what Charlie's state of mind was, because you don't know, Candace. You have no proof, and you have no idea. She is absolutely insane. She thinks she could read Charlie Kirk's mind here.
Never blinked on Israel. If I did not release that text message, that would have been the narrative.
Kempel's live stream will probably
If
be
you
on
are
a
a
weekend
Christian
as
and you
well.
purport
I'll
to
probably
have
do it
been a
then.
good friend to Charlie, that's low-hanging fruit to say what Josh Hammer did here was wrong. Okay? She says she's a good friend to Charlie, but
Sadness in the
when
breeze, yeah.
similarly I
much.
came out and said a thing about the Catholic faith, if you were a good friend, wouldn't you have said,
I'm not saying
you
your
know what,
name
Alex
there,
Clark? That
number
whole
3.
little
I'm
episode
calling
saying
you number
Charlie
3.
only liked architecture for what it's worth, it wasn't true. You wouldn't be running PR for her. If you were a friend to Charlie and you were committed to truth, then when Ben Shapiro lied and said that he never had any issues with...
Candace, tell us what have you ever had any issue? Oh, what just happened?
Okay, I will be very honest.
All right. I'll find that spot again. Dang it. I completely exited. Oh, good. There's no transcript yet. Okay. Allie Beth. Okay. It was right here.
Stuckey does the same tactic of
No, what was
like
this one?
that sentence.
Okay, yeah. It's over here.
Proud
Sorry
of
about
that.
guys.
Allie Beth Stuckey does the same. Josh Hammer explicitly
Here it is.
lied about Charlie's state
Why
of
is it
mind. He went
so
on
much louder all of a sudden? Good God, my ears are blowing out now.
multiple podcasts. He called me a liar. He never blinked on Israel. If I did not
There we
release
go.
that text message, that would have been the narrative.
You didn't release any context to the text message, Candace, at all. What did he say after? What did he say before? What led all up to that? You didn't at all show anything else. You just said that he was like, oh, well, I'm thinking about leaving the Israeli cause. And it's like, okay, cool, I guess.
If you are a Christian and you purport to have been a good friend to Charlie, that's low-hanging fruit to say what Josh Hammer did here was wrong. Okay? She says she's a good friend
What was
to
his
Charlie,
mindset?
but
Tell me,
when
Candace. Tell me.
similarly I came out and said a thing about the Catholic faith, if you were a good friend, wouldn't you have said, you know
Just the
what, Alex
Egyptian
Clark?
Muslim Jews, and,
That whole
don't
little
forget the
episode
Ukrainian
saying
ones,
Charlie only liked architecture for what it's worth, it wasn't true.
as well as the French ones.
You wouldn't be running PR for her. If you were a friend to Charlie and you were committed to truth, then when Ben Shapiro lied and said that he never had any issues
Again,
with
I want to know, Candace
Charlie.
Owens, what about your fallout with Charlie
and
Kirk May of
I
2024?
said that's not true. It's very, very much not true.
Mormon Jews, that
Why
too,
is
yeah.
your reaction every time that I expose the lie to attack me? That's what she does. I'm going to show you a clip. All of these people have been caught in verifiable lies. And let's be clear, they attacked me first. I never came out and attacked these people.
Well, that's not
I just
true.
said, oh, the Catholic thing was cool. And I was
You came
hoping
out-
for
You're
that.
the first one to come out and say TPUSA did it. And now other people are defending them. You don't like that? That's
or,
tough. She
as
pointed
Ben
the
came
finger
out and
first,
said
though.
that he was good with Charlie or whatever and was doing a show. That's not true. That actually is not true.
She didn't really show that Ben had any issues with Charlie. She just showed that Charlie would sometimes kind of talk crap behind Ben's back to Candace. And this was like in 2018. But they never had any bad blood per se, because for all I know, he was talking crap about Candace behind her back. I don't know. I don't know if he was just humoring Candace, because Candace would say something negative about Ben, and Charlie being a friend going, well, looks like you got him tonight. Because he never said anything too negative. He just said, looks like you had him seething tonight or something like that, or he doesn't like that you're doing well or something like that, which then, after that, she goes and works for the guy. You know what I mean? Most people get upset when I say that too, because they're like, oh, Ben Shapiro just works for the Daily Wire. No, he owns the Daily Wire. He is a fourth owner of the Daily Wire. People don't know that. It genuinely is his company. So, didn't understand. A lot of people didn't know that Ben Shapiro was actually her boss. And she even says it too. She says out loud that he's her boss. He was her boss. But she goes to work for him while talking crap about him before going to work for him, saying that he sucks and stuff. Oh, if only Ben saw those messages back then, right?
And all these people just attacked me for saying, oh, he had some issues with Israel in the end. Watch Allie, how manipulative it is that she is going to defend those
What's up with
characters
people not being able to
who
say
are lying
manipulative?
and say that it's problematic that I am telling the
What's wrong
truth
with me?
after I've been lied on.
Whatever.
Look at this clip.
She's released a bunch of texts about Ben between her and between Charlie, and you know, basically saying that they didn't like Ben very much back in the day, 7 years ago. And
But that doesn't mean Ben knew any of that. So whenever she's like, Ben lied about them not having bad blood. Ben might not have been in on it at all. He might not have ever known about these text messages. But okay. Yeah, that's fair, I guess, right, Candace? That's fair to say, oh, you did have bad blood. Charlie didn't like you. And Ben's like, well, this is the first I'm hearing about it. You know what I mean? Like, how is that fair?
I just will say, like, yeah, I would hate someone to, like, after I die, to reveal texts like that. Like,
yeah, especially if Ben had no idea anything about that, right? That's kind of crappy. Now Ben Shapiro gets to not think about Charlie Kirk the way that he used to think about him now. You know what I mean? That kind of ruins it for Ben. Because I guarantee you, Ben was never meant to see those text messages, and I would willingly bet Ben probably didn't know that Charlie didn't care for him too much. Just saying, you know? That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, he was texting Ben also and talking crap about Candace, and Ben has not, revealed those yet, but I kind of hope he does. But if that's the case, it's going to make Charlie Kirk look so bad, too. And that's kind of the whole MO. Like, it's like, Candace, do you not realize that whenever Charlie Kirk goes, Jewish donor decided he didn't want to donate again, this is going to force me to leave the Israeli cause or whatever, actually would make just Charlie Kirk mad that Jewish people didn't give him money, so therefore he doesn't like Israel now. Because of a Jewish guy. That's not nice. Maybe stop leaking these messages, or maybe keep leaking them because clearly she wants to make Charlie look bad.
Between us, because those texts didn't make Ben look bad. They made Charlie look bad.
Yeah, I can understand why you fired her now.
So manipulative. She's
That's your
so
friend.
manipulative.
That's your friend, man. And why? I mean, that makes him look petty. And I'm just not sure, like, what that revelation really accomplishes. She's also criticized Lila Rose heavily, and she's kind of questioned Lila's military connections, I guess because her husband is a veteran. She has questioned Alex Clark and Alex's decision to talk to the Wall Street Journal a week after Charlie was murdered. And Candace claimed that it would make her feel icky to speak to the media 1 week after Charlie's death.
She spoke to everybody on a live stream 6 days later. Why would that make Candace feel icky? I had a problem with it then. Got a problem with it now.
Doing a CNN interview a couple weeks.
The hypocrisy that is.
After Charlie died, though.
Hello,
and I just want to
Apano.
say, like,
Or
I know
Ap-
Alex
Nano.
and Lila really
AP
well.
Nano.
I know
Maybe.
Seth. I've known
Hello,
Ben
Courtney
over the years.
Kelson.
I know Josh. And everything I know about these people is that they are
Yeah,
kind.
I agree. She needs to take her rear end out to Arizona for sure and actually sit down and have a conversation with TPUSA. She should debate them. That's what she should do. That's what she's claimed she's wanted to do. And now she won't go out there to do that. It's cowardly.
And genuine people.
Cowardly.
And I don't believe that they deserve at all to be implicated in this way.
Yeah, as soon as she started talking, it was the distort Charlie.
I don't
Kirk.
believe that they deserve to be called out when they're lying. I don't.
Charlie
I know.
did
I think it's fine that
part
they
with it.
attacked her. I think it's fine that they lied on her. The ugly thing is when Candace stands up for herself and brings receipts. So she demands
Bring
evidence.
the receipts.
Demands evidence. There's no evidence. I present the evidence,
What
and
evidence?
then she says, "You know what? Showing that text message from 7 years ago to prove
That didn't prove that they had bad blood. That just proved Charlie didn't like him. That's all it proved, Candace. It didn't prove that Ben didn't like him or that Ben even knew what Charlie was saying. Use your freaking head, Candace.
that while Charlie was coming up, which is what I said, that's why it had to be from 7 years ago.
Oh my
Obviously,
God.
that's
so
the crime.
mean.
That doesn't make Charlie look good. You telling the truth and not allowing a bunch of people to grift after he dies by pretending they were friends with him and had no issues. People that
Candace can't say hello back.
literally tried to stop him from coming who he became, allowing Alex to just lie about where he was while you purport to be a friend of Charlie. You mysteriously didn't know about the mass stuff, the Catholic conversation. The issue is me telling the truth. That's what she's saying. And in every episode, and she's done many, she always uses the Bible. Okay? She
Okay.
uses the Bible. So how could you question it? Do you not like the Bible? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you don't like the Bible. Should I do that every episode? Should I say, I'm sorry if you don't like the Bible? I'm the Bible.
I really don't
So,
care. I genuinely,
just
it's
wanna
not going to
say-
bother me. I don't care because it's meaningless to me. I know whether I like the Bible or not. Other people know whether they do too or not. I don't understand how this is offensive at all, Candace. She makes a Bible quote. She didn't even quote the Bible there. She just said you don't like to look at the truth biblically or objectively. She didn't actually use the Bible. Like, using the Bible would be using words from the Bible. But she mentioned the Bible, I guess? Okay. So?
And these people that are lying, right? Well, the Bible
It's so
says
weird.
that I don't think it's fair for you to call out my friend. She,
Yeah, she never
is
said that,
a
though,
Zionist, and she will defend people who are Zionists, even when they're caught lying. And that is not friendship. That is dishonesty. And
Okay.
like I
Being
said,
a
you
Zionist
should be
is now
ashamed.
dishonest, and it doesn't have anything to do with friendship. Look, I don't know. Like, what? I don't know. I think Zionists are probably friends with each other, right? What? That doesn't even make sense.
Of yourself.
Okay.
To quote scripture, use scripture, manipulate well-meaning Christians to believe that it should be their Christian position to not call out lies, to not fight lies,
No.
to just
That's not what
allow
she
them
said.
to happen. That's
Not
I
what she
don't like that at all. And like I said, I have special contempt for the people who come in the name of the Lord when they manipulate. That's worse than just hate it. You can hate me for free. You don't
Yeah,
got to
that
hold
didn't
the Bible
happen,
when you
though.
do it. Take a quick
Not what
break,
happened.
and I will get to some of your questions.
See if
All
it
right,
from
you know I
Asmongold
tell
to
you
the
that
trial's
me
gonna
and
be
my
televised?
team love
Oh, sweet.
Paleo Valley
No, you're
beef
not lying.
sticks, specifically their meat
the message
sticks
is
with
okay.
100%.
Good. Okay, we're finally done with Candace. Oh my God, this one is actually a very infuriating episode. And what did I tell you? She's not going to mention. So, let me conclude here for the Candace Owens episode, okay? This entire episode, which, Candace has said she dedicated her channel to literally finding out what really happened to Charlie. But instead of releasing any evidence or any of the tips from her email or anything like that, she instead decided I'm actually just going to go after these people because that's more important right now than what actually happened to Charlie. Do you guys realize that's exactly what just happened? She never presented a single thing of evidence whatsoever, and all she did was attack Erica Kirk and Allie, whatever her last name is, Stuckey. Is it Stuckey? And that's it. That is all she did today. So instead of releasing any evidence for what happened to Charlie, digging deeper into it, staying focused on her mission, she decided she would actually just rather go into the drama. See, if I were really serious, and I told you guys this, if she showed any evidence today whatsoever, I would concede. I'd concede everything. But I knew for a fact this episode was only going to be the typical Candace Owens cat fight.
So stupid. This bitch thinks she's going to change everything, and she's not. Especially after going on InfoWars, which is ridiculous. The insults that she lodged towards...
That's what Candace Owens is. She's not focused on what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. She's focused on publicity. If I were in Candace Owens' position, I would have only covered more information on what happened to Charlie. That's what I would have done today. That's all I would have done. Never once would I have engaged in any of this drama. If I knew I was telling the truth, I'd be like, look, I'm here to do a show. I'm here to cover exactly what happened to Charlie. I'm here to get to the bottom of this. That's what I'm going to stick to. Erica Kirk and all of them, they've said stuff about me. That's fine. They can have those opinions. I'm going to move forward. That's what I would have done if I was Candace. You guys notice she didn't do that at all. I'm just saying. In this video, she has completely and totally bungled herself to the point where nobody could trust her after this now. If anybody does trust her after this, they are completely and totally psychotic. Because I called this out exactly the way it was going to be, and I knew for a fact she wasn't going to drop a single piece of evidence, because she doesn't actually have evidence at all. Proof of anything. She doesn't even vet her emails. Okay? That's the whole point. She ran out of stuff, and she decided, you know what? I'll hold off, because I have a very limited amount of stuff to go over for the next few weeks. Now I'm going to cover all this drama because she knows it will get her a lot of views. You know, streamed 102 minutes ago. She's gotten almost 500,000 views. Hasn't even been 2 hours yet. She will hit 500,000. It's crazy. And the amount of super chats and stuff like that she got all throughout live chat, not replay. She doesn't let the live chat replay at all for the video. She turned that off. You can have chat replay, so you could see all of her super chats and stuff. She's turned that off so you don't see that. Isn't that weird? I will never turn stuff like that off. Okay? Hopefully I have it automatically on, actually. Let me make sure. Stream settings. Let's see. Do I have like a chat replay? Can I do that stuff? Additionals, enable start stop, DVR, closed captions, live. I'm going to just make sure. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'll leave my chats on always. Let's see. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's in settings here. Community moderation, participants, stuff like that. Pop out chat. Okay. Viewer activity, maybe? Let's see. Stream health, shopping. Why does it say it's poor? Does this look poor to you guys? Does this stream look bad? Yeah, so I mean, I'll have to make sure. I'm gonna double check and make sure that my settings are like that. But I'm not turning off my chats so people can see everything, okay? I don't have anything to hide on this channel. There's nothing to hide. So there is that. I don't know. But she clearly turned that off because she doesn't want people seeing her super chats and all that. Just very frustrating. So here's the court hearing and all. Let's see what's going on because they were talking about, like, not allowing cameras. We're going to go ahead and watch a bit of this.
We're going back on the record in case 2514.
God, that's loud. I'm sorry, guys. I really should, I guess I have no way of finding out that it's going to blow your guys' eardrums out till it blows mine out, but...
03576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. I note the presence of counsel that previously entered their appearances. We have come out of the closed session and concluded that business. However, the court became aware of an event that happened before.
So the event that happened before during this live stream, oh, it's not very, let me see. Oh, thank you so much, Terry.
And my understanding
You know what? You're awesome.
was
No,
during
seriously.
the open
Seriously, thank you so much. That's
portion
so
of this
kind.
hearing earlier
Absolutely amazing.
that there
you
was
guys are the
a
best audience anybody
violation
could ask
of the
for.
standing
Period.
decorum order
You guys are freaking
as it
awesome.
relates to transmission of these proceedings.
It was like back
I
here.
want to hear
think
from
they might have
counsel,
showed his handcuffs in camera.
and then I will make a ruling concerning that shortly thereafter. Ms. Visser.
Can I
Thank
get
you,
rid
Your
of this
Honor.
box? That's annoying.
I'm referring specifically to
Okay, here we
Rule
go.
of Judicial Administration 4-401.01. This gives the court discretion to terminate or suspend electronic media coverage at any
Candace
time
is a
without prior
locale.
notice. If
100%.
the judge makes particular
seriously, thank you, Terry.
findings
Thank you so
and
much.
that the specific circumstances warrant it. It is our position, the defense position, that there has been a violation of the decorum order.
Thought
It
you were
is
gonna say
our
doggy.
understanding that those live streaming this
Where's my mind?
signed and declared that they would follow the decorum order, and they violated it. So we are requesting a sanction. We believe these court's orders are binding and they need to be respected. We also believe that it threatens my client's right to a fair trial. It's the
Yeah,
whole
showing his
reason
cuffs
we
is
filed
gonna
a
just
motion in the
show-
first place
so,
to
like,
remove his
affect him.
shackles. It's our understanding that his shackles are visible. It is also our understanding that potentially some audio from counsel table was heard. We are
gonna speed this
definitely
up a bit.
taking more measures on our own to ensure that that does not happen again. But there has also been some filming of computers and materials at counsel's
no,
desk.
not computers.
That's entirely inappropriate. And I think everybody in this room will agree that's entirely inappropriate. So we are asking for some remedial measures here. We're asking for it to terminate for today, and we can proceed after that.
Thank you, Ms. Visser. To the state.
Well, let's see if he terminates.
Your Honor, the state, as stated earlier, we believe that the court's order was very clear.
God forbid a
and,
prisoner
if there's been
actually
a violation of that
literally,
order, then we agree that there needs to be
have his
some measure
shackles
taken.
seen.
We'll leave it to the court to decide the appropriate response to that violation, but we agree that any violation of the court's order needs to be addressed.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. To the press. Attorneys for the press.
They zoomed out like that, and apparently they could see his shackles
Your
somehow.
Honor, Jeff
but
Hunt for
that's
the media
Tyler's
interveners.
fault.
This is the first time
Maybe you
that
should
we've
keep
heard
them
about the
under the
violation. We've
table.
not had an opportunity to look at the video or investigate the audio or look at the capture of the computers. But filming of the inadvertent filming of the shackles, I did talk to the pool photographer. My understanding is that there was a zoom out shot that did inadvertently show the shackles. That was improper.
Okay.
That
Well,
was
he probably
inadvertent.
shouldn't have had his hands
We apologize
out.
for that. They've
Tough.
taken measures to make sure that the pool video that is disseminated to the rest of the pool does not contain any capture of the defendant in the shackles. We can't do anything about the live stream, of course, but we can control what the rest of the video is that we capture and disseminate. So that is being done. The audio for
Now, this
counsel,
is the
my understanding is the
prosecutor,
only
by the way,
audio
just
that
letting
they
you
picked
guys
up was
know.
from counsel's microphones. I don't have any further information about that and whether that's a violation. Filming of the computers is not a violation of the decorum order. If the capture can show the document that counsel is looking at, then that is a potential violation. So I just don't know how much detail the shot is that is of concern to the court. But I'll just say that
The documents I could totally understand because, you know, they don't want people to have those documents out there before they're even presented in court. Totally get it. Those screens did not show anything. You can't even see anything on this screen.
we
So,
reiterated as
just
soon as
full
I
crap.
heard this from
Those
Mr.
people
Ballard
were anyway.
with the pool representatives that this is very important to follow to the letter of the court's EMC order. They understand their obligations. They take that very seriously. They're not perfect. Mistakes happen. We're trying to correct as much as we can on that. But we think termination is not an appropriate remedy. An admonishment from this court, a reminder that they need to follow to the letter. The court's EMC order is appropriate. That's the message that counsel has delivered to the media representatives and the pool operatives, and we think that is the appropriate remedy.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I just want to make it clear, we're still receiving messages that shackles can be seen on the live stream as we restart it. So it's still a problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, no, they saw his cuffies. Oh, that's so sad. Ninja, as someone who worked in law enforcement for 25 years and later in criminal CRT, criminal court, gotcha. It is frustrating to see the damage Candace is potentially creating with tainting the jury pool. And absolutely. You know what's funny? My dad actually for 12 years was also in criminal court. He was, I think it was 12 or 7 years actually. He was a court marshal. But yeah, no, for sure. He also did some law enforcement for a while before that and got into some... there was an entire thing of corruption, literally. I'll have to tell you guys this story one day, but my dad was essentially involved in a standoff between the sheriff and the highway patrol with their guns drawn on each other. One of the wildest, most ridiculously stupid stories. And then okay, check this out. This is actually funnier. One of my best friends, the guy who I do Intoxigaming with, his dad was married to a lady whose aunt caused that whole standoff. It's so small world. You know what I mean? It's very, very funny. I'll tell you guys that story one day, I promise. It's just really, really, really crazy.
Appreciate all parties weighing in on this important matter.
That happened in
And
1995
I find that
when I was
there
just
was a
lad.
violation of the standing decorum order.
I think I was like 2.
That was in effect as of October 30th, 2025,
Three,
based off what's been
something like
proffered, as well as the AMC order signed by the court. As previously stated by Ms. Visser, the court does have discretion in determining whether to terminate the broadcast of these proceedings, and again, if there are specific circumstances warrant such action, that the court would need to make findings in order to do so. I find that excluding the cameras from the courtroom would be disproportionate for this hearing. I find that making it very clear, first, that the transmission cannot begin until court is in session and must end as the court ends the session, and cannot be filmed before or after. The filming of, as previously stated in the decorum order in EMC, must be followed to the letter. The sanction for today is that this camera will be relocated away from the fence table to where the bailiff is, where Jeff is standing over here.
Totally fine by me. I don't care. I genuinely could absolutely care less specifically where the oh, and then they just ended the live stream completely. Did they start a new? Oh, they probably had to start a new one. That's probably what happened. Let me see though. I want to see this little weirdo's cuffs. Let's see. Where's this dweeb? Where's he at? Ew. Let's see. Well, let's see. His hands are down. So what did he like? What happened here? Wait, did something happen? Did this reload? I feel like I'm way ahead of where it was. What happened? Oh, man. It's like I think the live stream literally like... Okay, so there's like a whole court thing going on. This is where we were. Okay. So it just reloaded. No problem. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look at the cuff right there. I wonder whose fault that is. Maybe keep your hands under the table, dummy. You don't want people to see it? Hide them. That's your thing that's going to help you out. Also, why is this cuff here like this? It's not even around his wrist. What's it cuffed to? It's literally not cuffed to anything. What the heck? It's not cuffed to anything. You guys notice that? Yeah, put a curtain around the table. I don't know. Put a blanket over him. Like, he should do more. If he doesn't want his cuffs to be seen, maybe he should hide them better. This is his deal, not ours. I want to see him in an orange jumpsuit and in cuffs because that's where he lives right now. That's what he wears every day right now. People should see that. But if they don't want him to do that and they give him the opportunity, maybe he should do a better job of hiding them. That's on him. It's absolutely on him. I don't care, but you know what? I can't even see cuffs on him. It's just like they're laying in his lap. It's like, oh no, the cuffs are in sight, but who cares? Somebody could have just laid that on his lap for all I know. Okay, so they did this, and now they are at this part of the court. Is this still live? Is this still live, actually? No, it's disabled. It's not live. So I wonder where they're going to argue for the cameras, so I guess it's going to happen. I don't necessarily have the time to go through an entire 1 hour stream here, so I can't do that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Ninja, I would just want to let you know too. Seriously, thank you for that. I don't remember if I thanked you properly or not. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for sending that super chat. Seriously, thank you. Anyway, I want to see where they're arguing. Well, actually, let's get to the conclusion. Let's just go to the conclusion here.
At 1 p.m., it is anticipated to be in person, and Ms. Nestor is Mr. Robinson planning on appearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, that concludes that particular issue about future dates, and I appreciate counsel.
What is this? Hold on.
Mr. Robinson, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
There we go.
And,
I want to see the
morning
date.
or afternoon setting?
Either works for us, Your Honor. All right. As well as for the state, we're available on the 3rd.
The afternoon would be better because it may be that it reduces travel time.
All right. Well, it is always nice when all parties agree. So we have February 3rd at 1 p.m. It is anticipated to be in person.
February 3rd,
and
1
Ms.
p.m.
Nestor is Mr. Robinson planning on appearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, that concludes that particular issue about future dates, and I appreciate counsel working with me on that. We have December 29th at 10 a.m. for the court ruling on these two issues.
Okay.
And that will be via WebEx. And then February 3rd, January 16th, I believe that is at 1 o'clock. Is that correct? All right, that's in person as well.
January
I believe,
16th?
defense has indicated Mr. Robinson will be present, and
February
also
3rd.
indicating that Mr. Robinson will be present. And in regards to the final issue, the ruling on
Defense
State's
goes all
motion to
huffy
clarify
puffy,
court's
yeah.
pretrial and trial publicity order. This is the order of the court. The court issued a protection order regarding pretrial and trial publicity in this case. The order prohibits attorneys who are associated with the prosecution and defense of this case.
Wait, Kevin, are you okay? You know that I do think Chauvin should be in jail, right? You do realize that I actually do think that, right? And let me explain why. He should actually have gotten a torture charge and a possible manslaughter charge. Not necessarily manslaughter per se, but how would I put it? Like a accidental death charge, okay? Because allow me to explain. When he was overdosing on that fentanyl on the ground, he had 30 minutes to be able to get him to a hospital or call somebody in that could bring Narcan or administer Narcan himself. He had failed to do so. He failed to assess the situation and realize that Floyd was overdosing on a drug, even though Floyd was pretty much telling him, I can't breathe while I'm sitting in the back of a cop car with nothing obstructing his airways at all, which is absolutely one of the biggest signs that fentanyl's in the system. And then, of course, his blood toxicology comes back and it goes, oh yeah, he had 11 nanograms per deciliter of fentanyl in his blood. It only takes 7 to kill, but he had 11, almost double the amount. It's kind of wild, isn't it? So yeah, Chauvin should get in trouble for that. You're absolutely right. He did not do his duties that day properly. He should have loaded Floyd up in that car and he should have drove him straight to the hospital. That's what he should have done. He didn't do that. So yeah, Chauvin should get some punishment. The issue here is that the police department, though, taught him to do that, to kneel on that guy and wait. That's what the department taught him, okay? The department is responsible for teaching him that. And guess what? Not anybody in that department got in trouble at all. They put all of the blame on Chauvin. Pretty messed up. You can't do that, okay? That shouldn't have been allowed. That department should have gotten in trouble. But guess what? George Floyd overdosed. There's no mistaking that. Nobody made him overdose. He did that to himself. Okay? This is the problem now. Do you know why everybody's defending Chauvin and thinks he needs to get out? Because Chauvin was not the problem. Not the main problem, anyway. Ignorance of the law doesn't help you, like, you know, not be beholden to the law. Okay? He should have done the right thing according to the law. He didn't. He violated the law. But he trusted his police training. Now, that's not an excuse. Okay? Trusting your police training, because your guy could tell you, literally, okay, if somebody doesn't hand you over their ID or something like that, or something, how would I do it? What would I say? If somebody cusses you out as an officer, you are to arrest them and bring them back to the station. Just because your job teaches you that doesn't mean that you are not liable for violating somebody's rights of freedom of speech, right? An officer could be like, look, I was totally in the wrong. You know what I mean? I was 100% in the wrong for arresting that guy. You can't do that, right? Like, you can't use that as an excuse. Like, I'm not in the wrong because my job taught me. Can't do that. Your job is not the law, okay? I mean, it kind of is, right? It's the law, but you get what I'm saying. They didn't create the law. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's see. Oh, he agrees. Okay, yeah, no, it's all good. I'm putting it out there. Most people don't know. I tried to argue with a guy a long time ago. I'm not even going to say his name. Garbage Channel. I went on there to argue this, and he was so convinced that I was like 100% purely on Chauvin's side that when I tried to tell him I wasn't, he wouldn't even let me talk and would just be like, you're an idiot. You think that, Derek Chauvin's an innocent man and stuff like that. And I'm like, if you'd let me talk for 5 seconds, I could get my point across. So that subject actually is irritating for me to a degree. So, there's that. Let's see what this is, though. We got 3 days
intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permitting a witness, investigator, consultant, staff member, or other member of the prosecution or defense team to make extrajudicial statements, which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6, To that end, lawyers participating in an investigation or litigation of this case shall inform all witnesses, investigators, consultants, staff members, or other members of the prosecution or defense teams about the prohibitions contained in this order. The state moves to amend or clarify the court's use of the word witness, as used in the publicity order, because it is vague,
Wait, what do you mean,
ambiguous,
thou
or
shalt not
overbroad.
kill?
The state asserts that there are over 3,000 lay witnesses of the alleged homicide. The state does not know if it must inform each potential witness or each potential and possible witness of the prohibitions in order, or whether the order applies only to witnesses who are members of the attorney's teams, such as investigators or experts. Due to the potential confusion, this court grants the state's motion and offers the following clarification. The word witness, as used in this order, applies to all witnesses who are part of the prosecution and defense teams. This includes any witness, including lay witnesses, whom the prosecution or defense has a good faith belief will be called to testify at a hearing or trial. The court also clarifies that the publicity order as written regulates the behavior of attorneys who are associated with the defense team or the Utah County Attorney's Office. It requires the attorneys to abide by Rule 3.6 and, in order to deter non-attorneys from making prejudicial statements, requires the attorneys to inform witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order. Informing witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order is a necessary step.
There we go.
It is... one moment as I regain my place as I read.
Oh, by the way, it's not thou shalt not kill, it's thou shalt not murder. Just want to let that guy know that.
Informing witnesses
Otherwise,
about
you
the
couldn't
prohibitions
hunt.
in the publicity order
But,
is a
you know.
necessary step toward not intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permitting witnesses from making prejudicial statements. The publicity order does not regulate the behavior of any person
Yeah, I'm not a
who is not an
groyper.
attorney associated
don't
with
lump me in
this
with him.
case. And this order
None
will be
of us
signed
are
today
groypers in
by
here.
myself and made public. Counsel, is there anything
Maybe a
further that
few,
we need to
but
address today?
I don't know about
Thanks,
that.
Your Honor. Yes, just the matter of having
Could be
Mrs.
three
Erica
leftists
Kirk
in here, too,
designated
for all
as
I
the
know.
victim representative in this case. She has filed through her counsel a request to be designated as the victim representative, and we'd like the court to formally acknowledge that request and formally designate her as the victim representative. And I guess along those lines, I wanted to make clear as well, I think this court stated earlier that there was an alleged victim in this case. And I know that there is case law talking about being careful about how
Yeah,
we
and there would
refer
also be no death
to
penalty,
victims
exactly,
and alleged
yeah.
victims. But in this case, that case law makes clear that those cautions don't apply with the same degree, where it's clear that we have a victim who was killed in this case. We
Oh,
don't have an
if
alleged
they're saying Nick, I'm just letting you know my name is Nick. You know what I mean? Just letting you know. So there's that. Anyway, there's no death penalty. True. Yeah, exactly.
victim. We have an alleged perpetrator.
Hey, thank you so
but
much,
we do
Mike.
know that we have a victim in this case.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. I'll hear from the parties.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Robinson, we certainly think it's appropriate for Mrs. Kirk to be designated as the victim representative if that is the desire of the state.
Good Lord,
just so there can be no doubt that she's afforded
sorry, I
all
don't
of the
mean to be
rights
mean.
assured to her
Holy
under
crap.
our
I didn't
state
expect
statutes,
that.
and we have no objection to that.
Thank you. Thank you to all parties. This court will recognize Ms. Erica Kirk as the designated victim representative in this case.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Counsel, I believe that concludes our matters for the day.
One more,
Maybe
Madam
not.
Judge. If I can take the podium, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Gernander.
One more thing. I think this is the cameras, right?
An update with respect to discovery. We've done that at
Thank you,
previous
I
hearings.
appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
The state has received approximately 13,900 files from law enforcement in this case. Approximately
Oh, that's gonna shock Candace, isn't it? 13,900 files. She expected all that to be right at her front desk, I bet.
300 of those we believe are duplicates. We have since provided to counsel, as of I believe this morning, 7,951 of those files. For the court's information, we had reached close to 100% had been disseminated as of last week, but we received quite a large batch within the last few days. So we were working on that. We still have a full-time paralegal that's dedicated to reviewing that, organizing it,
Dang,
stamping it,
that's
and
a
sending
lot
it
more
out
files than I
to counsel.
expected
Of course, there are
back then.
necessary redactions that are being made along the way. Our next real hearing in this case, second matter, our next real hearing in this case is not scheduled till January 16th. We understand the court's caseload. We understand the difficulty of finding dates for a preliminary hearing, and we would like to make a request that the court calendar a preliminary hearing in this case.
All right. In regards to, and I appreciate the heads up and acknowledging the busy calendar of not only the court, but all of you, first of all, how many days does the state anticipate, which helps us in our calendaring efforts?
Judge, given that it's a probable
crazy,
cause standard, and all the inferences go in favor of the state is asking for 3 days. We believe that we can present the evidence required to meet that standard, and that would also allow the defense to cross-examine witnesses and argue that standard.
Thank you, Mr. Gernander. Turning to defense, what are your thoughts?
Wow.
Your Honor, we were not aware that he was going to make that request today. We do have one more member of our team that's not present that we would need to consult with.
Well, you're aware now.
I don't know when he's talking about, but I don't see how we can set it until all the discovery has been received. And also, we do need to deal with the disqualification motion, just in case. So it doesn't seem like a good idea to set it before we have the disqualification hearing. We were only talking about a month from now. I think that should probably be resolved before we set any dates. But I am concerned about setting a date when we still don't have all the.
If anybody ever wants to know why trials take so freaking long to happen, it's this crap, okay? This stuff should be able to easily flow. They should be able to disseminate all 13,000 files that are on file. They got a whole bunch of teams working for it. They should be able to get it done pretty quick and then get everything, presented and all that stuff. But it's because of people like this, that are just like, oh, we didn't know about any of that. And so now we're trying to get this trial just dismissed. So we need to get that happening first. And then, it's just a bunch of garbage. And then they push those dates out even further and further to get both sides more and more time to disseminate, to get all this stuff done, because they'd rather take their time with it rather than actually bust their rear end with it. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way lawyers work.
Discovery materials. We have significant discovery materials that have not been received yet that we know are out there and coming and important. And we have to, have time to review it all and absorb it all. And I am going to be
I think Tyler
involved
is
in another trial that is not
guilty.
over until
There's
the end
no
of
doubt
March.
about that.
So that's going to
He's
take
part
away
of
my
it in some way,
ability
shape,
to
or
work
form,
and
no matter what
process through
happens.
discovery and communicate with our team. So it seems to me that with the understanding of what Mr. Grunander is trying to accomplish, that maybe we come to the hearing on the 16th
Chauvin
with an
worship in the
idea
chat? I didn't
about
see
we
that.
can have some conversations with their with Mr. McBride and also with the paralegal that's dealing with all the discovery and see realistically when we think we're actually going to have the vast majority of the discovery materials to us and how long it's going to take us to review it all. So maybe we could just come prepared in about a month to try to accomplish that.
I didn't see any Chauvin worship up there.
Just 2 points, Judge. Sometimes I feel like we as practitioners, sometimes
I
we
mean,
lose sight of the
Chauvin
purpose
should
of the
be
preliminary.
released now. He got falsely charged, you know what I mean? So at that point, it's like, what are you going to do? He does need to be released. He took the fall for literally, like, an entire system of corrupt cops. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should be let go now. Because I don't think he truly knew what he was doing. He wasn't malicious. You know what I mean? Just ignorant. And he should be punished for his ignorance. At the end of the day, though, who was it that told him to put his knee on the back of the guy's neck? Those are the people who should have actually genuinely been punished harsher than Chauvin, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Hearing, it is a probable cause determination. The primary
Chauvin
purpose,
still should have
according to
been
case law, is to ferret out improvident prosecutions. So again, it's a probable cause standard. We are working as hard as we can, being very diligent with respect to collecting and disseminating discovery. Rule 16, subsection 2, speaks to the timing of mandatory disclosures. And it is our duty. It's a continuing duty. So as far as complete discovery being provided, in a case like this, complete discovery is going to be ongoing until
I don't want to
probably
see
trial.
that
There are
mouth
times when things
on him at all.
become available during trial.
I know what's
to
been
opposing
in it.
counsel. But it says here, it says the prosecutor's
Yeah, this does look like
disclosures
the
must be made
Kovar
as
murder
soon as
trial.
practicable following the filing of an except that a prosecutor must disclose all evidence that the prosecutor relied upon to file the information within 5 days after the
He
day
looks
on
like,
which the
I was just
prosecutor
going to say, he looks like Brian
receives a
Koberger,
request
kind of.
for discovery from the defendant. That's been accomplished.
Speaking of which,
It then says in
that channel that channel I showed you guys, I covered that trial, the Idaho 4.
In every case, all material or information listed under paragraph A1
That's Kai's sister
that is
that drew all
presently
that
and
stuff for
reasonably
me, by the
available
way.
to the prosecutor
Just
must be
thumbnails.
disclosed before the preliminary hearing. So we are in the process of that, collecting it as quickly as possible, making any necessary redactions, and moving it to the defense as quickly as possible. But complete
sure,
discovery
neck
is
back,
not
it doesn't
required
matter
before
to
a preliminary
me.
hearing.
He
We have to
just
provide
left
it as
him
quickly
there
as
to
possible. We have that
overdose,
duty, and
which
we continue to do
shouldn't have
that.
done.
So we think we can schedule a preliminary hearing and work towards
Should have
that.
taken him to
I'm
the
aware of
hospital
Ms.
or
Nestor's
applied
schedule.
Narcan.
I know she's going to be in trial, I think, in February and March. And
there-
I'm probably
okay.
overestimating the availability of the court's
I missed the
calendar,
March date.
but the hope would be sometime in April to schedule a preliminary hearing.
Oh, never mind. They're just talking about
I'll submit it.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Your Honor, can I just clarify one thing? I mean, the county attorney has made a decision, a very public decision, to announce their intent to seek death the day that there was an arrest, which means that that obligation to provide us with the probable cause for everything they relied upon to charge applies now to their intent to seek death. And we're nowhere near getting that material. So
Okay.
that was their decision to release that. Normally that decision is not made until 30 days after a preliminary hearing. They made it in advance, and now they've got an obligation to tell me their aggravation and what they relied on to make this a death penalty case. And we have not received that. So I'm waiting.
I don't know.
But
I think it was probably the trigger pulling lady that probably did it, if I had to guess there.
just laying that out there for now.
Thank you. I appreciate the arguments from all sides. I do not find there is any prejudice in setting a date for a preliminary hearing. It is not set in stone, and it certainly can be moved. I recognize that the parties have a lot of obligations, but I also recognize the importance of this case moving forward, and if nothing more, then this is a goal for the preliminary hearing. If it needs to be changed, the court understands that. That is what happens a lot in the criminal calendars and criminal dockets.
Shackled.
What is a date that we may have available for a 3-day setting for a preliminary hearing?
It doesn't look very shackled to me.
The first week that we would have available is the week of May 18th. We also have some days in June we could accommodate. We do not have any in July.
Oh, it's going to be an insufferable case to
Let's
watch
take a
when
look.
we
So
live
council,
stream this.
well, what date's in June?
June starting on the 15th.
All right. Council, I'll turn to you. Again, this is a goal. This is not
Yeah,
a
plea
date
deal is
that,
going to be the only way
if-
for him
if
to
we can't meet,
survive.
there's any prejudice that will be attached to a party. In regards to May 18th, how does that tentatively look for council?
Okay, May 18th?
May 18th is the first date, I believe.
May 18th.
So 18th, 19th, and 21st, just to give you the full range.
The state can make those days work, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's whenever they're going to provide that evidence. So we got trials up the wazoo here. We got trial coming up at the end of December here. We've got a trial coming up at the middle of January, a trial at the very beginning of February, and we also have trials in May 18th, 19th, 17th, 18th, 19th, or 18th, 19th, 20th, whatever he said there. But anyway, we'll obviously get reminders on that anyway. So all the way out till May, we have trial dates for Tyler Robinson here. Yeah, it looks like to me he's not shackled. I saw his shackle earlier, and it was just closed. It wasn't around anything. And now he's free riding with one hand. One hand. His other hand isn't up there with it, so he's not, doing this number. He's doing this. What's he shackled to? You know what I mean? So, there's that. Yeah, I guess I will be kind of doing those streams, huh? When we get to the Tyler Robinson case, I will be streaming all of these for sure. December 29th is the next one. Ooh, what the heck?
Okay, perfect.
Ah.
Your Honor, we have availability the May 18th with the understanding
Yeah,
and the
it was a
appreciation that if
hilarious
it's not
court
feasible
case.
for us to get done when we need to get done prior to that, we would ask to push it
What's
back.
your key to
but
law?
we don't have conflict at this time.
I am so sad about what happened to Nick Rakita there. I cannot believe that. That's some wild stuff. If we're being judgmental here, after Erica was mentioned, Tyler looked back and he smirked a bit. Oh, did he really? Interesting. I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and look at that for sure.
All right, thank you. So May
There's
18th,
like a full,
May 19th,
well, I'm sure there'll be
May
clips.
21st.
Actually,
And,
you know what?
It will be in person, and do we anticipate, if that date moves forward, Mr. Robinson being in attendance?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. I just want to put that on the record as well.
Is there
I don't want to be presumptive, but is there anything else? All right. Council, thank you again for your hard work today, and I wish you all, Mr. Robinson, a good afternoon. Court is in recess.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right.
I didn't see anything about...
You're relied upon to file the information within 5 the process of that, collecting it as quickly as possible. Judge, given that it's a probable cause standard,
Makes clear that those cautions don't apply with the same degree.
Inform witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order. Informing witnesses
here we
about
go.
the prohibitions in the publicity order is a necessary step. It is... one moment as I regain my place as I read.
Okay.
Informing witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order is a necessary step toward not intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permitting witnesses from making prejudicial statements. The publicity order does not regulate the behavior of any person who is not an attorney associated with this case. And this order will be signed today by myself and made public. Counsel, is there anything further that we need to address today?
Was
Thanks,
that
Your Honor. Yes, just the matter.
In order to deter non-attorneys from making prejudicial statements requires the attorneys to inform witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity. The word witness, as used in the publicity order of the court. The court issued a protection order regarding pretrial and trial publicity in this case. The order prohibits attorneys who are associated with the prosecution and defense of this case from intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permitting a witness, investigator, consultant, staff member, or other member of the prosecution or defense team to make extrajudicial statements, which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6. To that end, lawyers participating in an investigation or litigation of this case shall inform all witnesses, investigators, consultants,
There's pretty much
mentioned something about a redacted
information.
motion to disqualify, and I don't know if that is something that they're planning to file, but I was just going to say, sometimes, what we heard earlier about that particular incident is probably not something that we care that much about in terms of what they would redact. And so instead of opposing the motion to classify, if Your Honor, I don't know if this is the plan already in this case or whether that's what they were planning to do, but if they file a redacted version that, just takes out the stuff they care about rather than closing the whole thing, then we don't have to say anything and probably avoids, fighting over unsealing that document. So I just wanted to say that. I'm happy to confer with counsel if you'd rather us do that, if you don't want to do it by way of a court order. But
No, I appreciate that input. I'll have dates and filings as well.
that's coming about keeping cameras out of the courtroom.
There we go.
And we will, I imagine the media will, depending on the court's ruling today, will want to weigh in on that one as well, and that would give them enough time as well. So that would be January 30th.
All right, and before I go to the other parties, the January 30th date, there was some complications, and so we have to find another date.
Okay.
And so I just wanted to let all parties know before we lock in our schedules, what dates do we have available for a
So that
4-hour
means the
setting?
camera's here.
And counsel, I appreciate you giving me that roadmap that helps plan, so it allows the other parties to take in consideration dates and filings as well.
Okay.
So as staff is doing that, they are looking for hearing dates, and one of the complications is, as a judge, I have 1,409 cases as of last Friday, and so trying to find a spot is tricky, and I'm grateful for my staff who work so hard to manage.
Your Honor, while we're waiting, can I, if I might just make one point that might make things smoother as we go forward with the sealed filings?
Come on.
If Your Honor.
Okay.
Issues, I don't want to wait until January 16th. And I want to talk about potential dates. I don't imagine it will take longer than 20 minutes for this court to issue ruling. And I want to get the parties' input in regards to their thoughts of the court issue.
I'm not 100% sure, so we're just going to find out, okay? We're just going to go ahead and we're going to ask Grok. Are going to be live in the cases coming up. Let's just put this in on Grok here. I don't want to do expert because that's going to take freaking forever for it to answer a simple question, so let's just go fast. Let's see. Robinson made his first appearance in court December the 11th. Yep, we just did that today. Okay, Robinson could only be filmed photographed with seated as attorneys. Okay, we knew all this. Next hearing, Robinson's next in-person next in-person appearance, no specific ruling on cameras has been announced yet. Okay, but the December 11th precedent suggests they will likely be allowed. Okay. Media access hearing, February 3rd. This specifically will address camera access for Okay, so the February 3rd hearing is specifically for cameras. That's what we got there. Okay. Preliminary hearing will be May 18th through 20th. So this is the 3-day in-person event to determine if there's sufficient evidence for trial. Camera access will be governed by the February ruling, but Utah courts typically allow pooled media coverage in high-profile cases while Okay, we get that. So this is what happens, okay? January, next in-person appearance, okay? This is just going to say, okay, we have enough to that. We know we need to proceed to the next hearing. Just a pre-hearing is essentially what it is. This is the hearing on cameras, and then this is the real, actual, determined pre-hearing, okay? Very simple. After this hearing is done, May 18th through the 20th, it'll take place over 3 days. We will then know the actual date of the true, real hearing to take place, which will probably take place, since they're moving forward in this incremental spot like that, like I said, probably July. Probably July is when this hearing's going to take place. Look, the defense doesn't want anything that could ever possibly make their client look bad. So they're going to be against cameras. They're going to make any argument they can to be against cameras. They're going to make every single argument that could possibly put their client into the best possible light, best possible light. That's what they want. They don't want people in the public thinking he's guilty. They don't want anything possible that could damage the defendant. They want him to get off as clean as possible. Okay? So that's normal. Yeah, the defense is going to do everything they can for their client. That's typical. You know, nothing against that whatsoever. Just is what it is. You know, hey, if you guys are new here, by the way, please hit that subscribe and like button. It helps so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Genuinely, you guys are amazing. But yeah, so, you know, that's what we're going to find out. And then, man, May 18th through 20th is going to be exciting, though. I think they're going to have the cameras. I think they're obviously going to get the cameras. It's going to be an outrage. Outrage if they don't have cameras in this courtroom. It's not going to be good. So, you know, there is that. So, yeah. Have you watched YSL trial? Great example of court. What's YSL? Let's see. Acts exactly like your son who's on the spectrum. Yeah. Almost everyone. It seems almost everyone is on the spectrum these days. It's quite shocking, to be honest. Something in the water, for sure. No, I know what it, you know, we all know kind of what it is for the most part, I think. But, you know, But I guess not for sure. But it could be the food dyes. It could be the heavy metals and contaminants in food and stuff like. It's definitely food related. We've known for years that autism is like typically located in the gut, like gut bacterial like mess ups or something. I don't know how to properly describe that, but you know, my wife's got all the lingo. She's the nurse. She knows all this, the proper terminology for that stuff. Oh, we know that madness. Junk food a lot of the time too. Yeah. I mean, that's where all the dyes are in and stuff. But he is on the spectrum too. Most of them. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Sometimes a lot of them are. Actually, well, yeah. I guess a lot of them are. Thinking back, looking at the people I know who are. Yeah. But a lot of them are good friends of mine too. You know. Let's see. Not smart, but also not dumb. Average. Just like every other person. I love that. Absolutely. We are the average gang. That's what it is, you know. Son is he has zero true feelings. I mean, yeah. Oh man, that's a tough one. That really is a tough one. But genuinely, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you to the guys who donated as well. Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to them again, you know. Kristen Dolfer, you know, Ashley, absolutely amazing. Both of you guys. Terry, absolutely amazing. Ninja, absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for doing that. You all are freaking awesome. Thank you all so much for subscribing, liking, and sticking around. All I really, really care about is just likes and subscribes. I just want to grow this channel as much as possible. And, you know, you guys have helped done that. Like, I cannot believe how much you guys have helped do that. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. You know, it's one of those things that I just don't feel like I'm in reality at all. Like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, here I am back to my 1,000 subscriber channel. You know what I mean? That's really what it feels like. I'm not even kidding. When I'm sitting here talking to you guys like this and seeing chat move the way it is, it doesn't feel real. So, seriously, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. I got to go help put these kiddos to bed now. They are begging for data, and they want me to read their I Spy books to them. Well, read. We play I Spy with the I Spy books, you know. The old school ones from your school and whatnot. Like, just the good old-fashioned I Spy treasure hunt and haunted house and all that stuff books. Good, fun stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. Seriously, thank you. Thanks for making Candace as bearable as it could possibly be. Hey, I try. I'm going to go gag myself over the toilet after that, you know. Having to watch all that. The court helped me. The court helped settle my stomach watching that. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's safe now. Oh, man. I can't wait, though. These trials are going to come up. These are going to be actually interesting because guess what? Real evidence will be shown, guys. It's crazy how that works. We're going to take, you know, this will be a great learning lesson for Candace when these trials pop up because actual evidence will be presented in May. And then all the rest of the evidence is going to be presented after that, obviously. And we'll be able to show Candace exactly how to properly do it. Why does it say I'm signed out? Did I get signed out of YouTube? What the heck? That's not good. I don't know what happened. I guess after this live stream, I'll find out, right? Was there anything wrong? Did I do something wrong? I hope not. I hope I don't find out that my channel's banned this way or something. That this is all of a sudden my last live stream or something. No. No, I've got that warning for no freaking reason still, but, you know. Huh. No clue. Absolutely no clue. What could be going on? Why it logged me out. Oh, I hope it doesn't create problems. But anyway, thank you all so much. I guess I'll address that here later on. I got to go put these kiddos down to bed. Seriously, thank you guys, and I'll see y'all here in the next one. Later.